Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Aaron O Show Evening Edition. Q, you can't read my lips. I see you, Q. You can't read my lips. And first of all, shout out to everybody. I actually mute the stream for the first at least 3 minutes because I like to start each show in silence. That's my thing. That's my thing. Fatty has the music from I don't know, from nephew and doctor somebody. So maybe I'll steal some music one of these shows. But for now, I enjoy the silence. I enjoy the silence. It's something that I've learned to do and that I want to share with you guys when we start the show. So that's what it is. So I appreciate everybody for the birthday wishes. I didn't even recognize that the banner was up. So I would take it down, but at this point, it doesn't matter because you guys have already seen it. Also, I have also one of my good people, one of the top content creators in this space, in my humble opinion. They actually did me a solid. They helped put together an intro for me, but because I was having I don't know, some issue downloading and then transfer it, so I will not have the intro to show for this show, but next show I will have the intro ready to go. So it's pretty dope, something that I like, and so I really appreciate it. Shout out to you. You know who you are, but I can't tell nobody otherwise they try to steal your skills, and I can't do that. Fatty already stole K, got K doing the timestamps, so it's a fight for the talented ones. Jay Prince, I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. Thank you guys. I'm gonna have to take this banner down. I'm sorry, Sherelle. I don't like the attention. You know I don't. I can't help it. I have to take it down. I don't. I didn't even realize she goddamn did it. Did not realize she did that. She said she was gonna do it though. But that's all right. We gonna rock and roll. Let me see. I need to add this real quick. I need to do this real quick before I forget to add that. Adjust this here. Okay, fix that. Now, as y'all know, last show that we did was a pretty fun show for me. Fix this real quick. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we rocking and rolling. So last show we kind of talk about the effects of traditionalism and the impact it has holding us back, right? And that was a fun show. We didn't get to break it down all the way that I like to because this show causes mayhem from time to time, and it's all good. I want to say shout out to my guy Fatty. I appreciate you, bro. I know you definitely canceled your stream just for me because you probably saw Sherelle put something in the chat that she shouldn't have done, but she's gonna do that. But shout out to you. I appreciate it. It says happy birthday, AO. Keep winning year after year after year. I wish the same for you too, bro. I want us all to win, and I think we're all gonna. Uh, but I know you watching the Lakers game. I am a huge LeBron James fan, big time. So I don't really watch sports as much as I used to, but I definitely want to watch this game. Is why I push my stream up because I don't want to miss the game, just like you don't want to miss the game. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother. And shout out to my guy John the Baptist. I appreciate you, OG. John the Baptist always holding me down. He's always trying to press me. John the Baptist, you let me escape. Okay, don't try to corner me in a box me in a corner. You let me escape and go on with this crazy stuff. Okay, now I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the happy birthday wishes. Yeah, but I appreciate it. But so I'm not trying to drag this stream out. Probably go for a few hours and get straight to the game. So, because I don't watch a lot of sports, but I definitely, when LeBron is playing, if I can watch the game, I'm watching the game. So that's what it is. So we're gonna get through it. We're gonna rock and roll like we always do. Hey, Miss Cece, what's going on? So always, always shout out Team Fatty. Shout out to the Black House as always. Cece, what's going on, Cece? Hi, shout out to all my people. What's going on, Miss Chanel? How you doing? Music, man, what's going on? What's going on, music, man? What's going on? What's going on? But yeah, I was definitely struggling with that. So definitely next show, I will definitely play the intro that was gifted to me. It means a lot to me. So what can I say? It's a lot of dope people in this space, and no matter what anybody else says, no matter what anybody else says, it's some real dope people in this space. I'm trying to be like just a cool person, and I think by default, because I'm black. Wait, let me check my black card. Hold on. Is it still active? I'm still black. So as of now, everything is straight. So everything is good. I'm still black. No stress. Right? It's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. It means a lot. But please don't bombard me. You're gonna embarrass me. I do not like the attention. That's why I planned the show, and I wasn't gonna mention it, but I should have knew Sherelle was gonna do this to me. She's been planting these seeds for the last week. I should have known she was gonna do it to me. Yeah, so I just have to deal with it. Shout out to my guy Gville. He says, "Happy trip around the sun." I appreciate it. I made it another year, but I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, it's just another day. Keep grinding. Be perfectly honest with you. 40 boom. You regret me as a son? What's going on? Shout out to MC Heavy Hits. Says it's Aaron O's day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's not my day. It just happens to be a day that I was born on. So my birth certificate says, and my mother says, my mama say, my mama say, but I ain't 100% sure. Shout out to Nick the Magnificent. He says, "Happy birthday, big dog. Pour up that water." That's a fact. You already know. Listen, y'all know. But listen, every time I say support the water fund, I am not kidding. I got 4 more cases. I just bought a I probably ain't gonna even use it, to be honest with you. But I did buy another water filter to purify my water even more, just in case I run out of my water and I have to resort to the never the bad old days, because this water is filtered and that old water had other stuff in it. But I still have a water filter, man. Listen, I'm not gonna be happy without water. So that's out. Shout out to my guy, Classy B says, "I was born a Laker, but the Warriors are on fire right now, and I don't trust AD. Warriors in 6, HBDAO." I'm gonna be rooting for LeBron. I don't care what nobody say about it. I'm a Rockets fan. So if it ain't the Rockets, it's gonna be LeBron. And it is what it is. I'm not going to argue with who the greatest player is, because I would win that argument. But that argument is not today. That argument is not today. Shout out to Island Girl Q. She says, "Happy birthday. I hope your girlfriend give you some vanilla dessert tonight." That ain't going to happen. I see you, Rich with the Nike hoodie. Let me hold $1. I got you. Don't even worry. We're going to get you. First of all, I ain't even got an invite, just to let it be clear. Look, Fatty done been on Lapeef. I ain't even get an invite to Q's panel. That's kind of messed up. So, we're going to have to talk about that. Don't talk about my Q. Don't you talk about my Rockets. Don't you do it. And shout out to Whoopi Rock, says, "Happy birthday, Aaron. I appreciate it." Yeah, do not talk about my Rockets, Q. I get emotional. Okay. Crackheads bad for business, period. Well, I don't smoke it, so I'm good to go. So if you want to do business with me, your business will do just fine. Your business will do just fine if you want to do business with me, okay? And shout out to the lovely J. Ali. She says, "Happy birthday, Aaron." With the little thing. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am probably a Taurus. Yeah, that's what they're gonna say. Oh, Cece, thank you, Cece. She said for a special B-Day water, aka tequila shot. You know what? If y'all ever watch Space Jam, you know they have the what is it called? They have like the special stuff in the bottle, and they like spray paint it on. I'm gonna get like a water bottle and then just like spray paint it on tequila shot or something like that, so I can join y'all and be a part of the team. You know, because I know y'all be trying to get me drunk and I'm not gonna do it. So definitely, I will get that done for you, CC. Shout out to One Queen Lady E. It says happy born day, Aaron. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm telling you now, I'm not reading the chat right now, but if y'all diss my Rockets, I will authorize my mods to eliminate such things. Okay. I will authorize my mods to eliminate such things. Hello, Miss Amber. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Thank you so much. I'm trying to move the attention off of this, so people, please stop. Please stop. And please stop. I do not like the attention. So and I am happy that I have the right pigmentation to hide this, what y'all would say, the blushing stuff. Y'all can't see me blush, so it ain't gonna happen at all. So I'm hiding it. But if I was lighter and much lighter, it might look a little different. Luckily, I'm trying to grow in my beard, get a little bit the older, mature look, and you can't see my dimples. Because I know one time, an old time ago, Jay Ali called me out for that, and I'm not gonna let her get me again. I'm not gonna let her get me in a compromise position again where you can see my dimples. Okay, I'm not gonna let you do it to me. No, 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 no. She caught me last time. I give it to her. But when you stream as much as I do, it can happen to you too. Okay, it can happen to you. Shout out to Red Girl. Says happy birthday, Aaron. Thank you for all the great shows. I appreciate that. I really, really do. We put a lot of work into this. That's why Q's so lazy, because she don't want to put the work in. So, but I love Q, but she's lazy. She don't want to work. Wow. Wow. Shout out to Love C. I have to say, Love C has been somebody that has been over the top supportive from day one. Over the top. Just a really, really bright person. And I'm really fortunate that when we chilling, we having conversations. She gives me hope that there are just some women that just get stuff and just really understand things. So thank you, Love. I appreciate it. It says, even if you won't make a big deal over yourself, I will. You're good people in real life. It's Aaron O's day, a little something on the water filter fun. Love you, bro. I appreciate it. But please, please, no more, because I don't want this attention on me. I want to get into the show because I already know how this is going to go. I don't want no more of this attention. Okay. So please, please, please let me take the attention off of myself. You guys know I'm not egotistical. I don't even like attention like that. That's why doing YouTube is difficult from time to time. Shout out to Gore, says, happy birthday, the Bay stand up, go Warriors, going to the game on Saturday, Warriors in 6. Yeah, bro, that's dope. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm the type of person that people will offer me tickets and I don't even want to go to the game. I like to watch the game in the confinements of my own space because I don't like alcohol, been around drunks. I've been to a bunch of like football games, and my guys, they get, those season tickets, they invite me, but I turn them down because I just don't like the atmosphere of being around those drunks. But I'll tell you this: if my Eagles go back to the Super Bowl, I will take those tickets. If someone gets me Eagle tickets to the Super Bowl, I will gladly accept, and I will fly out for that. Actually, I take that back because I just realized y'all are very capable of getting that done, and I would actually have to do that. I take that back. But thank you. Shout out for the B-Day wishes. I appreciate it. Now, let us get into the show, okay? I'm only a little bit older than you. I ain't that much older than you now. You ain't about to embarrass me. You ain't about to embarrass me. I ain't that much older than you. See, I remember. Now, Jay Press Mike can't remember what you say on the streams, but I remember, okay? I ain't that much older than you. Hi. This girl. This girl's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, everybody. I really do. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna get right into the show because Fatty did me a solid. He canceled his show, which he didn't have to do. Which he does stuff like that. He's always been chill. But he don't mind because he want to watch the game anyway. He want to watch the game, and he said he really don't mind. Plus, he got the wake up show. Uh, And I didn't get to watch it, but I know you was talking about my girl Brittany B. So I don't like that, Fatty. I don't like it. I might have to get that stream deleted. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you said. Share Bear says, Happy B-Day, AO. Thank you for your hard work, dedication, and consistency. You are very much appreciated, King AO. Thank you so much, Share Bear. I really, really appreciate it. Means a lot because you're extremely supportive and always got my back. So I really, really appreciate it. This guy, Patty. Q roast into you. You bet not roast Q. What's wrong with you? Man. What first of all, what did Q do now? What did she do now? Stop giving Fatty content, y'all. All of it. Like, where he getting all this content from? Eagles Super Bowl laughing out loud once in a lifetime. John the Baptist, don't let me find out which team you need to win the Super Bowl. Don't let me find out which one of your teams you need to win the Super Bowl. Okay, let's be clear. My team gonna win before your team does. Okay, my team is gonna win before your team. So let us get into the show now. There is a little bit of controversy going on that I read about that I just wanted to talk about just briefly before I get into the main topic of the show. Grizz, you said how old today? I am Grizz, today I am turning. Let me double check. It 34. I'm turning 34 years old. I've made it past my 20s. I made it past my 20s. So I've made it past. Aaron, it was the Fight Club stream with me and the Coke head went. There you go. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I had to go off stream. I couldn't. Yeah, man. That is one of them. I was just tired too. I was tired. So I don't know what too much happened during that time. I'm going to gain subs from y'all roasting me. I can't with y'all. But so what happened was there was a coach, okay? And I'm going to say some things, so allow me to say them without being No, it's okay. You guys can do it. There was a coach who had well, let's just read it. Right? Because then we don't have to speculate anymore. But there was a coach who had a relationship with one of the players, right? There was a coach that had a relationship with one of their players, okay? It's Lisa. Thank you, Miss Lisa says, happy birthday. We know you don't like the attention, but we do it anyways. We love what you do. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep working. I don't want Fatty to call me lazy. But yeah, the attention does make me uncomfortable. I will admit that. So if you see me looking shy, which is hard to do because I got the poker face. You can't see me looking shy on here. But thank you so much, Lisa. But yes, there was a coach that had a relationship with their student. And I thought it was extremely interesting because it wasn't heavily covered. It was not heavily covered. And I think that I should cover it because people tend to not cover things. And when other things are covered, I think we need to highlight. And there's a reason why, in particular, I would like to highlight it, right? Now, this coach has since resigned from the position, okay? This coach has since resigned from the position once this was brought to the light. There was an investigation launched, and they gave up their job. Let's just say before the investigation ended, they gave up their job. But there's a couple things I want to highlight, which I will find interesting about this, that I want to share with you guys. Now, we all know the Boston Celtics coach that had an affair or something of that nature with somebody on the team or management, something like that, right? Executives' wives, something like that. Now, this isn't, I'm not sure to what, I'm not sure how damaging this is, but I think it's pretty crazy. I think it's pretty crazy, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. So I'll have you guys know it says here, for you guys that can't see, intimate text relationship with player led to resignation of Miami of Ohio women's hoops coach. Okay. So there was a coach, and they had what most people would consider an inappropriate relationship that was not disclosed, which led to an investigation in which resignation was given. Okay. Now, in these texts, let me see if I can get some information here. Here we go. So, communications that they were found by the university source include a string of over 180 text messages spanning an 11-day period, right? So, 180 text messages spanning an 11-day period in which things were wrote that said, I love you. Fatty, where's that clip at? I love you. You're my baby. And told the player, I cannot wait to squeeze you. I cannot wait to squeeze you. Okay. First of all, that's a lot of messages in an 11-day period. Okay. Everybody that know that text me, you might get 2 text messages before I forget what the conversation was. To send 180 messages in an 11-day span, that might be a lot or a little. But mind you, this is a coach and a player. That's why it makes it so interesting. A coach and a player. And I'm going to tell you why it sticks out for me in particular, right? Why I noticed it a lot. The team was informed on April 20th in a meeting, in which brought it to light, and coach went off, and they needed some personal time off, et cetera, right? Now, the reason why this is really interesting to me, and I'm not sure I can find the exact say, because they wrote a lot about this. But the most important thing that I noticed that stood out to me was, let me see if I can find it. Oh, by the way, this is important. The coach, let me just say, the coach sucked. Horrible coach. Horrible coach. Horrible coach, by the way. The record, as stated, they were 35-80. You see that? 35-80. This was a really bad coach. It wasn't even a good coach. So this is a bad coach. It's not even a good coach, just for the record. This is a very, very bad coach, right? So I cannot find the area in which I wanted to find, but the good news is I remember what was said. The good news is I remember what was said. So check this out. This is why it's really, really interesting, and I want to highlight this because I don't think this would ever happen for a guy, ever. This is why I want to highlight it. The coach, after the investigation was launched, they had like she has the right to like arbitration and all this type of stuff because there are rules, disclosing things like that, messing with your players and all that kind of stuff, and students and all that, right? Now, this is why it's interesting, and let me know if you guys think this is interesting. Part of the agreement, they made an agreement that since she sent in her resignation, if people ask about her, they are only allowed to talk about her employment. They're only allowed to say, yes, she was a coach from here to here, and talk about what she did as a coach. That is part of the agreement that they agreed to. So they cannot talk about any personal matters that happened. So they can't tell anybody else that asked them about information about the inappropriate relationship that she had with one of the players. Somehow she concocted a deal in which the university agreed to not disclose this information. So she will never have to hear that university who had her employed talk about it. They will only talk about the fact that they employed her and when she left, and probably what she's done as a coach there as far as on the court only. They agreed to not talk about this personal matter per se, which I think is insane. I think it's insane that somehow, some way, she can elicit a deal like that. I think it's insane that she can elicit a deal like that to where the university says, we're not going to talk about it. To me, that's insane. Now, maybe you guys don't think that's insane, but for me, it is insane. Now, they say the reason was they trying to protect confidentiality of the student under the FERPA Act, which I don't agree with. But let me tell you exactly what it says, right? Because I think I found it. It says here, Hendrick's resignation letter obtained via public records request states, this is what it states, y'all. And this is why it's going to be really interesting. This, I'm going to read what it states specifically. Her resignation is contingent. This is the thing. Her resignation is contingent upon the university responding to all third parties' inquiries about her employment by providing only my dates of employment and positions held. Further, it states that Saylor agrees he will not disparage me or make any statements to others that may be considered to be derogatory or detrimental to my good name or reputation. So let me put that on screen so you guys can see what it says, right? So you guys see exactly what I'm reading, okay? It says, and I repeat, her resignation is contingent upon the university responding to all third-party inquiries about her employment by providing only my dates of employment and positions held. Further, it states that Saylor agrees he will not disparage me or make any statements to others that may be considered to be derogatory or detrimental to my good name or reputation. She got the university to agree to that. She got the university to agree to all of that, even though she's in the wrong. That is insane to me. That is, to me, that is insane. I don't know how you can get away with this kind of stuff. I do not know how you can get away with this kind of stuff, but she did. So we are like, that university is prohibited from talking about this kind of stuff. I think that's insane. And that was contingent for her resignation, meaning she wasn't going to resign unless they agreed to those terms. She wasn't going to resign unless they agreed to those terms. Let me tell you why this is insane to me, and I'm gonna tell y'all why, right? Now, I'm not sure exactly how old she is, but I'm gonna say she's I think I read something. You guys can look it up if you guys want to look it up for me to make sure we got her proper age, because I don't remember her age. But her name is, I'll put it in the chat so you guys can look it up real quick so I can stay focused. But I think she's like 37, 38, something like that, right? And mind you, the student, I think, is an undergraduate or something of that nature, right? I'm just going to ask y'all this. If y'all have the worst thoughts about like a 40-year-old man dating an 18-year-old woman, don't y'all find this to be even more egregious? Like, and just think about it. If y'all have an issue with a 40-year-old man dating an 18-year-old or marrying a 19-year-old, whatever the case, if y'all have an issue with that, right? That's such a horrible thing, right? This has to be even more horrible than that. We share a birthday. Hey, Leak, happy birthday. Wow, that's what's up. We share a birthday. Well, listen, The Rock shares a birthday with me. I don't share no birthday with him. The Rock share a birthday with me. He lucky I even let people know who he is. So Dwayne The Rock Johnson, be grateful that I decided to share a birthday with you so people get to know who you are. Be grateful, okay? But shout out to Leak. Happy birthday to you. But I think it's insane. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's insane. If it's crazy for a 40-year-old to marry an 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, whatever, y'all don't like it, they babies, right? Don't you think it's insane that a woman 37, 38 years old, is messing with an undergraduate college student, in which one, she is a woman, right? Which means she has intimate understanding of how to manipulate another woman. She has intimate understanding. She knows the right buttons to pull. She knows the right things to say to her because she is a woman. And she's in a position of power, deciding if you can play in the game, all these type of things. You piss her off, sit on a bench, all these type of things. But she's a woman. Women mature faster than men. So mind you, she matures faster than men. She's a woman, so she intimately understands women. She has to be in the most manipulating position anybody can be in. To me, this is insane that she was able to get the university to agree. The university to agree not to diminish her good name. Can you believe that? She said, I will not resign if you try to diminish my good name. That is crazy. And she said it. Like, honestly, it says her good name. I can't believe this stuff. It definitely says her good name. So I can't believe she put that right there. You see that right there? Detrimental to my good name or reputation. Y'all see that? After what she did, she has the audacity to speak like that. But nobody's going to cover it. Nobody's going to say much about it. That evil lady, Malika Andrews, she's not going to speak on it. That evil lady, Malika Andrews, is not going to speak on it, okay? I know she's not. I know she's not. What does this say? Public service announcement. I am now Team Fitty again, FJP. That means Team Fatty. Jesus Christ. Why is y'all doing this right now? Y'all is crazy. Shout out to John the Baptist. He says, Aaron, it says, but Aaron, you're a progressive. This shouldn't bother you. Well, I'm definitely not a progressive. Well, no, I don't think anybody would classify me as a progressive. But it doesn't necessarily bother me. The hypocrisy of how things go about and the audacity to think I'm not going, like, most people quit and shut up. Like, honestly, they quit. They be grateful that they had the job and they leave. She said, if you want my resignation, you bet not tarnish my good name and great reputation. After she was taking advantage of a athlete that is on her team. You don't find that crazy? You don't find that crazy? Q says, don't disminishalize Aaron B Day. Show him some love. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Thank you, Q. Just don't diminish my good name, okay? But I found that to be problematic, right? Shout out to Hunt. It says, happy birthday. Thanks for the content. I appreciate it, Hunt. And shout out to my brother Spence. He said, happy birthday, Aaron. Oh, I appreciate it. But I just wanted to cover that briefly, and now we're going to get into the main topic of the show so that Fatty is not late to see the Lake Show, and my guy John the Baptist don't miss the Lake Show, and I don't have to miss it, okay? Because I missed most of the games. Let me be clear. I missed most of the games, and it's cool. I prefer to be on here with you guys. But seeing as I do want to watch this Warriors Lakers series as much as I can, which is not going to happen because I'm going to be streaming this weekend, etc. Y'all know how it goes. So let me just get one game in and enjoy it the best if I can. But please let it be a good game because if it's a man. So moving on. Hi. I'm gonna actually today what happened, I got a lot of text messages from people that I'm close with. And one of my really, really good friends, my brothers, we've been we've been brothers for like at least about 20 years, right? And he showed up to my job, and I didn't know he was going to show up, right? And I haven't seen him in a minute because he works a lot. He works a lot, right? Grinder. Um, but we both have similar backgrounds, grew up in the hood, struggling this, and other things that I'm not allowed to disclose because it's not necessarily my right to do so. Um, but he pulled up on me at my job, and I didn't expect to see him because it's been a minute, right? And there was an event, the boxing match that happened, and they had all got together and they went to the game. But as you guys know, on that particular day, I run another show, so I couldn't go to the boxing event. I had other obligations, and you guys know I'm dedicated to the work that we do, no matter how anybody else feels about it. And so I missed that opportunity to see him. So pulled up on me at work, and we just was talking, catching up. And the type of work that he does, it requires him to be away at sea for multiple months at a time. So it sucks that I even get to see him less. And then even the work that he does, it requires him to be at sea, and so 3-4 months at a time, etc. Right. So we were talking, and we were just talking about life and what we got going on, what's working on, what's next, things like that. And he's like, "Man, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I got to get to this. I got to grind. I got to get to this work, right?" And the hard part is, he has a son, and I'm like, "Man, I know, man, I know." And he's gonna be gone for the next few months, and it's hard, right? But it's the sacrifice that he has to make to provide for his family and put them in a position that we were not fortunate enough to have for us growing up, right? And so we just talk about sacrificing, and like I said, I don't get to see family a lot. I work a lot. You guys know that. I stream a lot, so we just talk about all the sacrifice that we have to make in order to put people that come behind us in a better position. And that's honestly how pretty much all my friends around me that have kids are. Every last one of them. I don't have any friends around me that don't have that mindset, or that are not moving like that, right? Um, and so it just had me thinking about sacrifice, and had me thinking about the men that I know that sacrifice for their children, their family, and things like that. And I was just thinking, like, dang, all this stuff I hear online about how men don't care about their kids, and they don't want this and this, that. It just took me there. So I say, you know what? Look at you. I wanted to talk about it briefly. And so I want to watch this video with you guys. And I'll propose to you guys a thought process, and then we can talk about it and see what people think. Shout out to Keisha. I appreciate it. Thank you. But there's this video about this whole children thing, parents things, not wanting children, etc. So it's another video from my guy Jen, right? Because I try to highlight certain people that everybody else is not focusing on right now as much as I can. And I really like his videos. I think he does really good cinematography and interviews and things like that. So why not use the skills that he has and highlight it a little bit? So we're gonna watch this video and we'll break it down. And the chat is moving fast, so I don't know where we at. The chat distracted me from the good word, Aaron. Shout out to Kay. So this video right here by my guy, Jen, and it talks about the child-free movement, right? So I want to listen to this video with you guys and just kind of hear the thought process of the people who would like to be child-free, or the thoughts about children.
Kids?
No. I am not sure.
Do you think you'll regret it if you never had kids?
No. I am not sure if I want this environment to my kids.
The idea of being pregnant just does not appeal to me.
If someone else is paying for the kids.
Not to mention the easy access to birth control.
People are dying.
My bloodline ends with me.
America has declining birth rates. Why do you think this is happening? Because today there's two schools of thought.
The number of humans on Earth needs to go down, or it will be our downfall.
The planet cannot support more people.
Can our planet even sustain nearly 8 billion now and 10 billion by 2050?
How are we going to feed everybody, get water to everybody, provide power to everybody? How are we going to do this?
Or are we focusing on the wrong problem?
This is the most commonly misunderstood situation. What we face is population collapse.
The size of family shrinks precipitous, like below replacement. There's going to be a terrible shortage of young people.
And so are we headed towards decline and even worse, extinction? So I'm out here today and the question I'm asking is, do you want kids?
I have kids, but if I didn't have a kid, I'd still want a kid. The only way we're gonna survive is to embrace being human. Just because we can do something, it doesn't mean we should.
I already had kids.
Have you always wanted kids when you were growing up?
Yes.
Would you want your kids to have kids?
If it's right for them.
By the time I'm 35, I'll be old enough to kind of start being more mature at that point.
Do you know how many kids you want?
We'll do one adopted, one natural kid, natural birth. It's the first one I want to adopt to skip the first 5
Like a
years.
trial run?
Yeah, trial run. Exactly.
Return it if you don't like it.
100%.
Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of money that I wouldn't be spending on myself.
I don't think I'm equipped to raise a child through all the, that things I can.
I like to go out a lot. I can only take care of one person.
I'm a musician, and so it's really hard for me to even think about caring for others at this time.
Do you eventually want to have kids at some age?
Maybe if someone else is paying for the kids.
But it's your kid.
I need to do some healing before I hard any of those things I've gone through on another little human. It's not that I don't want kids. I'm a 39-year-old woman, and at this point in my life, there's just still work I need to do, and it's just not really maybe in my cards.
Do you feel more free not having kids?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can travel whenever I want. I can spend my money all on me.
In my early 20s, I wanted kids really badly, but that was before I started having so much fun.
Perhaps you guys are noticing a trend here. Responsibility. Don't want it. Pink hair girl says if somebody else pays for it, it's a deal. But even still don't want kids because she having too much fun enjoying life. Shout out to Resley, says, happy B-Day, Aaron. Appreciate you, Resley. Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate it. She says she don't want to have kids because she's enjoying life too much. I thought about it in my early 20s, but I can do what I want. I can enjoy life. I don't think I'm ready to be a child. I don't think I'm ready for a child. I'm still a child myself. Listen to all these statements here, right? The man said when he turned 35, he's going to adopt one and he'll have one of his own, right? That's his vision. But a lot of the first lady said, yes, I would have children. No. I think the second or older lady with the backpack that was open, she said, I would have children again. Yes, even if I didn't have them now, I would go back and do it. The rest of these women are saying, I don't want children. I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want to put my body through that. This is what we're hearing. Who regrets children more?
What's like a typical weekend look like for you?
Like go to a music festival or like an EDM or house show.
Yeah, them kids, right? Do you want kids?
I think it's very selfish. Looking at the world and how it is right now, global warming and all that kind of stuff. I am not sure if I want this environment to my kids.
The climate, like climate change and everything, that has obviously gotten worse over our generation. So the problems we're facing nowadays aren't really the same that people were facing decades ago.
Because for the first time in history, people are questioning if it's even morally okay to have children.
Climate change is a big factor in why she's not having children.
We're not sure that we're going to have kids because we don't want to bring our kids into a world like this.
It is not okay to have children.
The lives of children are going to be very difficult.
It's impacting everyone. The number of babies being born is inching closer and closer to 2.1 per woman, which is a replacement number that prevents the population from shrinking.
For the first time ever, there are more women without children at 30 than there are women with children.
So in short, people ain't having sex. With some countries already facing the consequences, we must question the social implications of an increasingly isolated society. But is this all legit or just fear-mongering? Is the world even heading towards collapse or overpopulation, or both at the same time? As a matter of fact, do I even see myself starting a family? Like, I deadass still live out of a fucking suitcase. I guess we gonna see. And starting with America. America has declining birth rates. Why do you think this is happening?
In our parents' generation, most people got married younger, with women being caretaker, like cooking, watching your children, like being a stay-at-home mom, like that was your job. Nowadays, it's like women like to work. To be a stay-at-home mom, like you have to have money.
Honestly, everything was cheaper back then. You could get a house for much cheaper. Everything was just more affordable. But also, I feel like a lot of people in this generation are trying to be successful on their own and creating these startups, which you really don't have time to take care of a baby.
The declining of birth rates is people planning more their lives, their future, and their family life.
Why do you think this is happening to our country?
People are dying. I don't know. I went to dark places. I'm sorry. But I mean, like, I think people are maybe more career focused. Like, people are getting kids when they're older.
People are realizing, like, I have a future to have before I even have a family. I'm saving till I actually finish my goal, and then I'll have kids after that. You know, be able to be financially stable enough to where my family is not suffering.
It's interesting too, because it's not just America, but a lot of developed nations. Do you think then this is a sign of societal decline?
Absolutely. And we should be very alarmed.
Definitely. And good for us. I think some destruction is necessary for like things to grow into new places.
There's a lot of people who just want to go out and have fun, experience their lives. Parents will say, hey, don't have kids at my age. Go out and have fun.
In order to provide a good life to your kids, it's expensive nowadays.
Do you think in America we're prioritizing more about getting the bag rather than building like a strong family unit?
For some people, you got to get the bag first to build a strong family unit. For what some people want for their family, like you got to be making money to have that.
It seems like the cost of having kids is a big factor. But hasn't this always been the case even during our parents' generation? Why do you think this is happening where my generation, like Gen Z and millennials?
Have you guys noticed the ones with colorful hair are the ones that are the most free spirit? Oh, no, I have to wait. And if you have colorful, listen, if a woman has colorful hair, stay away from her. That's all this video is showing so far. Colorful hair means stay away, not serious. Don't want responsibility somehow, some way. I get it. I understand it's expensive, but people are not focusing on getting the bag because we've already done the research. People not getting the bag. So it ain't about they don't want children because they don't have the money to do it. They don't want children because they don't want the responsibility. Although their parents did not know how to be parents either. All of their statements is, I don't know if I'm prepared to do this. I don't know if I can't equip to do this. Nobody ever is. Nobody ever is. Nobody ever is. But somehow, some way, they find a way to make excuses for their responsibilities to society. Somehow, some way, they make excuses for their responsibilities to society. Not cool. Shout out to my guy, Mike. He says, happy B-Day to my tourist brethren. Laughing out loud. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro. And Simone says, happy birthday, Aaron. Oh, enjoy, sir. Thank you so much. We're going to enjoy it as much as we definitely can. And shout out to my brother, Sharon, says, happy born day. Get a nice bottle of Voss water. I haven't had Voss water in a while, bro. I'm not even sure where you can get it from. I mean, we in the Bay, though. We should have access to all that type of water. So shout out to you, bro. I really do appreciate it. But seeing this type of stuff really does make me think a lot. What kind of future does children actually have when the thought process is like this? We don't have no money. I don't want you. Now, I'm not saying money's not important, but if we don't have no money, I don't want you. I don't want to be a mom. I got to wait till I'm 35. I got to do this, that. Man, if money is that influential to children, which maybe it should be, maybe it shouldn't, I don't think it's the money. I think it's the lack of freedom. I think it's the responsibility. That's what I more so think it really is.
Millennials are having kids a lot later in life.
People are preferring to live their own lives, some selfish lives with no kids, with no problems, with more money to spend with themselves.
I think that you're exposed to a lot more of what's going on.
Having kids means taking away from my freedom. What would you say to that as someone who's been a mother?
Oh, it definitely takes away from your freedom.
So did you ever regret it during that process?
No, I found it difficult at times. And sometimes, you would daydream and like wonder like, oh, what would life be like? But then there's like your kid, man. Like I have massive love for my girls.
So for them, it's like being in person, whereas like us, like social media, like Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, we can connect more easily.
Do you think we're more connected though?
I think that maybe just like
like access to technology has just shown us like how much more there is out there.
And look, it seems paradoxical, but is this infinite access to potential options and technology the direct contributor to our falling birth rates?
When you're single, everyone's always like, hey, get on a dating app.
What's my #1 opening line on Tinder?
With a click of a button, dating apps presents you a pool of potential partners with an algorithm built to keep you addicted to the promise of finding the one.
I just feel like that she's the one, you know what I'm saying? I FaceTime her a lot. Her personality really matched who I am.
Even with the seemingly equal and never before seen opportunity to find love while taking a shit, the outcomes have been far from equal. What they found with the Tinder economy is that the bottom 80% of men in terms of attractiveness are competing for the bottom 22% of women, and the top 78% of women are competing for the top 20% of men. And so for those at the top with options, there's a paradox of choice in dating where people are always searching to avoid committing to one person in fear of losing out on someone even better out there. Whereas for most men, it's a different reality.
Over the last decade, the number of men reporting no sex in the last year has tripled.
Compared to past generations who are getting jobs, having sex, getting married, and then having kids earlier, almost 1/3 of men under 30 today haven't had sex in the last year or haven't had sex at all. And with the rise of AI, not only is there genuine fear that automation will start replacing people's jobs, from truck drivers to even lawyers, it may even start replacing human companionship.
The whole point of a robot is that you can have a relationship with it.
I stopped seeing her as an it and more as not a person, of course, but something more.
And so are we raising a generation of men who are risk averse and not developing the competencies required for adult responsibilities like starting a family?
I saw you and I thought you were, and I was wondering if I could get your no, forget it. Yeah.
Because are we at a point where adolescence is becoming an extension of childhood rather than the
You saw how my guy was about to spit some game to her, and he was struggling. He was struggling a little bit. He was.
Eric is now stuck on the letter M.
He was stuttering a little bit, and he knew it was all bad. He knew. He was like, okay, I'm gonna take this L. I'm gonna take this L. So he just left. Shout out to you, brother. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to hold them, and you got to know when to fold them. Okay. I respect your confidence walking up to that girl, but you as a real man, because you know how to take a L, okay? You took your L and got up out of there. Salute to you. I'm not mad at you, brother. You got to know when you got to know that wasn't going to be a win for you. You got to know that wasn't going to be a win. Shout out to you.
Beginning of adulthood. Shut up, bro. Come on. I'm grown. And so it's important to consider that for every action, there's always an equal and opposite reaction. And so how is all this impacting women and ultimately the future of our population? Do you think people look down on being a mom today? The reason why I asked this is because you even prefaced this saying that you want to be a stay-at-home mom. Like that's like a bad thing.
To be a stay-at-home mom, like you have to have money. Unless your one partner is able to pull for the both of you and your family, like you cannot be a stay-at-home mom.
I think a lot of people like glamorize motherhood, but then I think a lot of people have started dissing people who are mothers or who embrace motherhood. I don't know. I've been seeing like a lot of TikToks of people who, once they have children, it causes like stress in the marriage.
I don't know if you are on TikTok, but there's a whole thing with like the girl with like the list of like reasons why you should not have kids.
And this TikTok list by Unique Thoughts is a compilation of over 350 reasons to never have a child.
Now, this is very important. TikTok is one of the most influential social medias on the planet, especially in America. It's one of the most influential social medias all over the world, but especially in America. Women overwhelmingly are always on TikTok. I see them on TikTok all the time. My coworkers, everybody's TikTok. I personally am hoping for a ban on TikTok. I'm hoping for a ban on TikTok. No selfish reasons for that, but I do think women use it a lot, and it is so influential to women. It's insane. They get a lot of information from TikTok, and I mean a lot of it. In It's kind of sad, to be honest with you. It's kind of sad. Notice that one said TikTok. The men ain't gonna be on TikTok like that, but the women flooding TikTok. That's where they're getting all their thought processes and information. Now, one girl said, you saw the black girl, she said, you have to make a certain amount of money, your partner, in order for you to be a stay-at-home mom, which means for her to say that, she probably wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, which is fine. The other girl said, being a mom is glamorized. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see that. I don't see mothers being glamorized anymore. All I hear and see is responsibilities. Oh, it's a lot of work for, being a mom. It's hard work. You need dual incomes. I don't hear moms I don't hear it being celebrated and revered to the point where everybody wants to do it. It's not shown in that light where everybody wants to be a mom. That's the thing to do. No, it's not. It's actually the opposite. Delay having kids, don't have kids, all these things. So I disagree with that one girl. But where are we going on the road where nobody wants these children? Shout out to John the Baptist. He said, you sound like me. You might not be a progressive. I'm not a progressive, bro, in any way. Shout out to my guy, Gary Grant. He says, big up on your earth, strong, Aaron. Many more to come and many more to go. Have a case of water on me, bro. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You know me, I'm going to drink the water. Water going to be gone. TikTok is Wikipedia for women, except it's wrong. It is definitely where women go to learn things. It's true. It's fine, but I think they really believe this stuff. Overwhelmingly believe this stuff way more than any other. So I have never seen this type of pull on people the way TikTok has to pull. Never, ever, ever seen this type of stuff. So it is a little dangerous, especially since the Chinese are not showing the same thing to their people. So I think they kind of messing us up because y'all saw that. I'm pretty sure y'all saw some of the stuff that they're teaching people in China. Their students, the AI that they're using to teach them and stuff. They're not watching TikTok the way we have to watch TikTok. Okay. Grizz says, I had a woman pull up a Twitter thread and a TikTok in real life to use as sources to try to make a point. She was tremendously seriously about it too. Yeah, they believe this stuff. TikTok is the number one social media because of women. The number one social media because of women. No, TikTok is fake and gay. I got it. Fatty, you got to send me that clip. Gay. But no, all seriousness, I'm worried that social media is the influence to parenthood. To the point where people are like, I don't know if I want to do it because of social media, Your parents didn't know how to do it. My parents didn't know how to do it. Their parents before didn't know how to do it. Nobody knows how to do this thing. So to sit there and say you're not equipped for it, I don't understand it. This super chat is from my brother. You didn't have to do that. He says, happy birthday, brother. Enjoy. Give your brother that money, $10,000. I'm not giving you $10,000. You're not getting it. It's so funny. He just texted me the same message in my phone too. You not getting no $10,000. Now, first of all, I ain't got it. Let's be clear. I ain't got it. If I had it, you know what I'm saying, I probably would have blew it on like a Rolex or something, but I ain't got it. It's all bad. But shout out to you, bro. I love you, bro. Hopefully I'll see you soon. But I'm a little busy on this side of the world right now. A little busy. Shout out to my guy, We Own Lock Nation. He says, happy birthday, brother. I appreciate it. No doubt. My brother doesn't really watch my shows like that, so he only watching because it's my birthday. So I'm gonna remember that when I see you. But I want to move off this because it bothers me heavily because no, he did not confiscate my name. That's his name. He didn't confiscate it. We all have. So me and my first two brothers, we all have the same initials. We all start with the A and our last names are O's. So We have the same initials. That's all. My name's still better than his, but same initials. That's all. But it's unfortunate that TikTok is running everything and people don't want to be parents. But I want to get to the bottom of it, and I think you guys will help me.
She compiles TikToks from various accounts and adds them to her list of reasons, ranging from baby parasite to uterine trauma. And based on its engagements, the videos have become pretty damn popular. But it does make you think, does it reflect the popular trend nowadays to bash pregnancies and to encourage women to reject motherhood?
I've also seen like a lot of people in like the public space that choose to not have kids. So it's kind of like I have a role model of women who don't want the same outcome of their life that has just been kind of just like a generational thing.
We learn a lot of things nowadays based off like social media, what people decide to share.
Having children isn't always like the best option for everyone. And I think people are just starting to realize that.
And in developed countries with greater access to education and birth control, there tend to be lower fertility and birth rates. And along with it, a shift where women now have the opportunity to prioritize their own careers and goals, unlike in underdeveloped countries where family and children are the traditional focus. And with that, it made me consider another perspective. Do you feel like the societal pressure to have kids is unfair?
I live in the LA bubble where a lot of people are doing similar things to what I'm doing. They're focusing on their career.
I'm curious, like in your immediate circle, how many of them have kids?
Oh, none.
Luckily, like all my family are just like, they know I'm going for my goals and they're not pressuring me, which is great. But I know some people get pressured.
I feel like women are kind of seen as like, that's your job, that's your responsibility. And I think a lot of times people forget that like our responsibility is just to kind of enjoy the life that we're living.
Stay away from artificially colored hair. At this point, that's insane. What do you mean your responsibilities is to enjoy the life that you, what? That's not a responsibility. You just selfishness at the highest levels. That listen, man, I hope no guy gets caught up with that. I hope no guy in his right mind get caught up with that because life will be over for him. Stay away from the pink hair.
For generations, adult femininity was most correlated with having children, and not having any was putting your individual needs above the country's. Even the Pope recently criticized couples that were having pets over children in response to the declining global birth rates.
E tante coppie non hanno dei figli perché non vogliono, ma hanno due cani, due gatti, si toglie umanità.
And so it's evident that both men and women now have different realities, priorities, and access. But is this what's contributing towards population collapse in many countries like America? Because for some countries, is it already too late?
Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has warned that the declining birth rate is putting the future of the country at risk.
Japan has been facing low birth rates and an aging population for several decades now, where in the past year, the number of deaths in the country has reached twice the number of births.
People have many competing priorities to weigh children against.
The Prime Minister has even issued a warning that Japan is on the brink of not being able to maintain social functions, and that the country cannot wait any longer to solve problems. And it's not just Japan.
South Korea is facing a population crisis.
Italy's decreasing population is the most pressing issue that needs to be addressed.
Many developed countries are even providing financial incentives for couples to have more children. It's to a point where even China, the world's most populated country, is now experiencing population decline caused by the impact of their one-child policy that was implemented to control overpopulation.
China did have a one-child policy, but about 10 years ago, they changed it to a two-child policy. And a few years ago, they changed it to a three-child policy. China's birth rate right now is 40% below replacement.
And with the economic impact that could result if low birth rates continue in these large economies, it becomes apparent why even traditionally isolationist countries like Japan are considering opening up their borders. And so I wanted to ask a Brazilian immigrant in America about immigration. People point to immigration as a solution when societies are having less kids. But do you think that also leads to further societal issues? Do you think that it brings more of a benefit or more of a detriment?
I think it brings both. Once they bring a lot of people from all over the world, they would need to reorganize themselves and respect their own laws and their own culture. But in a certain point, I do believe that immigration could be the problem to solve, and also family planning. It's crazy still that you see a family that is poor having 5 kids.
And so then what's happening in these less developed countries? Underdeveloped countries like Angola and Chad.
You see, that's one of the things I've noticed heavily too. Countries where everything is about work, they're having less children. Japan, in particular, they have one of the most insane work requirements or work culture in all of the world. You are almost excoriated if you don't work 60, 70, 80 hours, to the point where they don't care about having families. They don't care about having children. Oh, whoa. You gonna make fun of my singing? You know what? I'm in a good mood today, fantasy. I'm gonna let that slide. All right. And I ain't even warm up to sing. Fantasy, you's gonna throw me under the bus like that? It's all right. I'm gonna remember that. But it's unfortunate because if they want to, if you're gonna pay immigrants like myself to come to Japan to help increase the population, I accept. I will accept. If you need brothers like myself to take a trip to Japan, shout out to my guy, Lamar Black, okay? He is in Japan as we speak now, my guy, and he understands. If they need us to come to their country and help with the population issues, we accept. We will accept. The brothers will come and support the Japanese culture and lifestyle out there, and we will support your country. So I don't know how much it costs, but if I saw somebody said, was that in Korea, $10,000? You incur $10,000 to have some children? Yes. Then I can give my brother that $10,000 that he just asked for. So all it's gonna cost me is a few kids.
I'd have birth rates as high as 8 per woman in younger populations. But as a country gets richer, birth rates decline. Nigeria is a prime example. As the economy grew to the largest in Africa, its birth rates decreased. Not only does a growing economy change access to education and family planning, but also affords opportunities to shift attitudes towards marriage and family. And so there's a tricky balance between having enough money to have kids and a general decline in desire to have kids as wealth increases. What does this tell us about society and what we truly value? Because when we look at these trends, what does it say about our priorities? Often it's only in hindsight when we can realize what we truly value. Do you think you'll regret it if you never had kids?
I think a lot of times people have more feelings of like, I wish I would have waited. Maybe I would have like thought things through more before having children, versus people who don't have them. I feel like they less of the time like regret not having.
Because honestly, in the past, I've thought about it. Like, and I also have a brother, talking to him about stuff, and we're just like, I think that it would be okay if we did not. You know what I mean? I feel like the world would be okay.
Yeah, I think it's something that naturally I'd want if I had more time. If I could still have kids at like 60, 70, which maybe you might. I mean, there's probably women out there. In general, I'm just thinking I'm probably going to time out.
Would you be really sad if you didn't have kids?
Yes, I feel like I would. As like a nanny, I feel like I've been around them for so long, so if I didn't have them, I would be kind of a little bit upset.
Kind of just hoping that I won't regret it, but I could also see how maybe when I become older, like not having someone that's forced to take care of me.
Right. I mean, because we changed a lot, right? I'm guessing you, when you started college, is a lot different than you are who you are today, right?
Totally, yes.
Because I've also seen how my desire for wanting kids have changed as I've entered my mid-20s. Because for a long time, I didn't want kids. And call it getting older, but the biggest shift was how I started to view relationships. The Harvard study of adult development is the longest running study on happiness. And since 1938, it has tracked 268 initial participants and even their children's lives and well-being to see what made people happy. And what the study consistently found was that it wasn't money or status or the shiny car, but strong relationships with family, friends, and romantic partners that was crucial not only for happiness, but for health and even resiliency.
Good relationships keep us happier and healthier.
So it made me think, does Western society's emphasis on individualism and personal achievement actually make us happier? Or is the neglect of the family unit and values and disregard for others exactly what's making our lives more challenging? Do you think like having kids is a key to having like a fulfilled life?
Well, having kids is very, very good. I love my kids. I love having kids. The first baby, when I was 18 years old, was a very difficult parenthood. You can imagine how a kid going to college experienced a life of paternity. And so we went through
Like for me, I think it's key to happiness. Like I said, they're gonna be a little fun, you know. They're gonna be annoying, of course. They're kids. I know I was annoying.
I was annoying too.
I don't think it's for everyone. It's a hard job, and so for some people, yes, but for some people, absolutely not.
Do you regret not having more kids?
No, had a perfect 2 girls. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what we often fail to see is that the solution is in the nuance. Just like the example of overpopulation versus the risk of collapse, it's only when we finally recognize the negative consequences of prioritizing one side over the other is when we can finally understand that 2 opposing things can coexist. And just like how I used to think that having a family would detract from my lifelong goals like building a media company, I now realize that it can actually be my biggest motivator to achieve that and even more. It's when we decide to fearlessly navigate through the nuances of life to find what truly matters to us. Fearlessly navigate through the nuances of life.
I'll stop the video there. This is my question to the people. Who do you think regrets children more, mothers or fathers? Who do you think are against having children more, mothers or fathers? That's my real question to y'all. Who's more against it? Are the mothers against it, the fathers against it? Are the women against having children more, or are the men against having children more? Who do you guys think are against having children more? That's where my interest
Mamas.
Because that's what I truly want to know. Because I've been thinking about it a lot today, actually. Shout out to my guy, the Shake Channel 415 City guy, just like myself. He says, happy birthday, good brother, and happy birthday to all the tourist family out there, tourist gang. Shout out to Sugar Bum. She says, happy birthday, Aaron. Thank you, Miss Sugar Bum. I know they try to expose you over on Team Fatty show, but we ain't gonna do that over here, okay? And I don't even think Fatty got the real pitch. He made that up. John the Baptist said, false, we know how to do it, which is the problem. We just do it for selfish reasons. I believe having children is selfish. I believe raising children is unselfish. I'll repeat that again for the people that need to hear it. I believe having children is selfish. I believe raising children is unselfish. Because you don't have to do the second part. AL says, happy birthday, Jabroni. Aaron, you cooking something with The Rock today? First of all, The Rock, glad I decided to share my birthday with him. Y'all wouldn't even know him if it wasn't for me. Let's be clear. He says, peace and blessings. My God, appreciate it. Fantasy Island girl who's throwing some shade up here said, laughing, LMAO, happy birthday, AL. I will save the shade for tomorrow. It's all good. We just having fun. I would love to hear your perspective, though, on this, you and as being a mother yourself. But I'm truly intrigued to know. I'm truly intrigued to know. The real Sugar Bum says, happy B-Day, Aaron. Why are y'all trolling? You saying the other Sugar Bum is not the real Sugar Bum? I'm not about to let y'all troll me today. No way, Jose. My guy AL says, Africa send an early reparations dividend for your bid. Look, if they don't want to send the money now, we'll come for it later. We coming for them diamonds. So all you Nigerians, Ethiopian, all y'all Africans, if y'all had anything to do with the slave trade, we coming to collect our check. We ain't gonna just come to collect from the white man. We want to collect our check from y'all too, all right? It is only fair. But I truly, that part really intrigues me. Because for me, talking to my brother today about how much work he puts in, sacrificing for his family, his son, and just knowing the grind and what he actually has to, where we came from, and how much grinding we have to do. It really made me think about it. Are the reason we're not having children is because men don't want them? Or is the reason we're not having children is because women don't want them? That part really intrigues me. Who hates being a parent more? Who are the ones that discourage it more? That is the question that I have for you guys. I know it's a tough question. I know you guys may look at it a certain way. No, it ain't. You can't pick both. You pick one or the other, okay? And if you're gonna say both, give me the reason for it. My girl Keisha says, I think women should not have children as a residual effect of men protesting against marriage. So you think that as a way to be upset with the men because they don't want marriage, you think women should like protest them and not have children? Well, if people don't get married, I can't say that doesn't have an impact to society, but it definitely won't stop society from going forward. We'll still have children, but if you're talking about uh um not having children, that will drastically destroy society. So I don't know if those are equal. You can parallel. I don't see why you make that connection there, but I understand how you got to your point of trying to highlight that. I just don't know if those two are to be equally recognized. At least for me, I don't think so. So I'll say this. I think that I'm thinking that uh I think that the people who regret children more are women, and I think the people who don't want children more are women. What do you think, Cheeky?
Everything is pointing towards that. Like anytime, again, the only places that women, or the only places where I think the birth rate is not dropping, because everywhere is dropping worldwide, it is. But the one that sustained it the most is definitely the countries where women have, optically less rights. Because since I don't live there, I'm gonna just assume what they're saying and reporting is true. But yeah, no, women don't want children. Women want to be single. Women want to have jobs. Women want to work. Women, whenever given the opportunity, do not abide by the social contract that was established by patriarchy. All right, but the expectation is for men to abide by the same social contract established by the patriarchy. So it kind of works out crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Like, I understand why some women are like, oh, okay, I'm not ready for children, this and that. But what I found is they say, oh, father's not sticking around when they give me those ideas, but it's still in my mind. It's like they're the ones that overwhelmingly regret children and overwhelmingly don't want children. I don't run into a lot of men that say they don't want children.
Well, the thing when they say the fathers aren't sticking around, most children are born in wedlock. Most children are born in a marriage. So that means that the father is there, and the mother's there. It's the question is the divorce part. And for the women, or for the men and the women that aren't married, we looked up the stats that keeps proving that men are actually involved in their children's lives, especially the ones that live with them, even when they're not married. So the amount of fatherlessness or the amount of inactive fathers in the home is not what they make it seem to be or what they report it to be. So that kind of X's that out. It's more so you just don't want the kids. The first thing women do whenever anything happens is I birth you. I put my body on the line. I did these things. I did this, which I understand. Like that's true. It's true. Like you did do those things, but did you do those things out of regret, or did you why did you do those things? Right? Like I guess that's a real question.
You know, I know people get upset when we have these conversations. Why do you blame this? I'm going to tell you like the honest reason. This is just my honest opinion. This is why I have to blame women more. And I know y'all not going to like me, but I have to do it. This is the reason why. Have you ever heard a woman say, I know you're going to be a great father?
Yeah, they'll say it to a specific type of man. But then they won't deal with them.
They'll say it to a specific type of man, right? But one sec. MC Heavy Tits says, if men are saying that women need to be choosier about the kid's dad, then women need to require marriage before having kids. I'm fine with that.
True.
But you got to be able to convince them to do that. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. My girl Angela Robinson says, bringing birthday love your way. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work. You're a stand-up YouTube personality and content creator. Love. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Cheeky, I must say, this is the thing, bro. This is the thing. Every time I've heard a girl say, I know he's going to be a great dad, it tends to be true.
Right.
It tends to be true. Like if they, which means they have the ability to identify what a great dad could be or what they believe a great dad would be to them. That's why they go, I know you're going to be phenomenal. I want to have you. Like they say this, right? And I think when those women do that, when they identify it, those men more overwhelmingly become great fathers or be exactly who they say they're going to be, or at least are present to try. But I don't think most of these women are producing with men and they have those statements.
Right.
And
Which is why.
That's why I have to blame them, because I've seen women say, oh, I know he's going to be a great dad. And I know him. And I'm like, yep. It happens. He's around. They do good. Like, okay. But when they don't do that, when they don't plan or they don't identify that man, because women can do it. Women can come on here all day and say, I know you're a good man. I know he's going to be a great dad. They can do it. Which means, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they can do
identify is actively identifying the things that you know that are good for children, and then completely picking the opposite because your panties not wet, I guess.
Thank you. That's why I have to say I have to blame them more, because when they do that, they be right. But they know that they don't plan their children. And that's the honest to God truth. There will be somebody in the chat. I know a girl that planned children with this man, and they both wanted the child, and he a deadbeat, and he left her. That is rare as water.
Sorry, it is. Even the people that aren't married and have children, they still can identify. You know what? This person seems to be decent character. I don't see him doing this to me in this way. And in most cases, I think that they are right, because when you see the people that they say will be good dads and they get with somebody outside of them, typically like a friend of theirs, they always go, yeah, I always knew he was gonna be a good dad, but he never ended up with you. You know, somebody else, because somebody else valued what you didn't.
Somehow, some way, that is a highlighting thing. Because I thought about it today, because I'm playing all the people I know in my head. I'm like, man, they good dads, dope people. So in my mind, I'm like, whenever people say, yeah, I think you're gonna be a dope dad, I see it happen in real life. I see it happen in real life. So I'm like, I don't trust these women at this point, because they can identify what good dads are. I've seen the women do it their whole life. Oh, I know you're gonna be a good dad. Da 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 da. But then somehow, how can you have that ability and then you don't utilize it? Shout out to my sis Sherelle. She says, Aaron, twin, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. So happy for you to enjoy your day. The rest is sent in the Cash App. You get on my nerves. Thank you, Miss Sherelle. I really, really appreciate it. Now stop highlighting me, because I'm trying to be, not the focal point, okay? But I do want to recognize Kazi. She said, enjoy your day. Thank you so much, Kazi. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in Japan, okay? Now, Daryl Long, do you agree or you disagree?
You mean like disagree with what?
Okay,
elaborate.
I got you. I think women are more of the people that regret having children, and I think more women are against having children. than men are for both reasonings?
I think women are having children because of like the pressures of society, high key, like specifically like the church and how like some women don't want to have like abortions and stuff like that, or baby deletions, whatever you want to call it, just because of like religious purposes, bro. Because they feel like they're gonna go to hell. You know what I'm saying? So but at the same time, they feel like they don't want to snuff out a life. No, it's so many different reasons why they have children. But I do feel like a lot of women, especially like when because you guys don't have children, right, Aaron? You and Chiki don't have children yet. So like when you in relationships, people feel like it's gonna work out, and so it don't. But it's no reason to abandon the child if you choose to abandon the relationship. It's like you remember what Ghost told Tasha? I didn't leave my family, I left you.
Yeah,
And I think I told you that a few months ago. Like my children are always gonna mean more to me than like their moms, because those like that's your real flesh and blood. You know what I mean? The woman, she can do whatever she want to do. The children are beholden to you. So, but I think the women have the children in our culture in America and Black society, Black Christian society, mostly for religious purposes, bro. Like they don't want to go to hell. They don't want to be shunned. That's it.
Shout out to MC Heavy. She says the problem is men and women don't plan their children. I agree that is a huge problem.
That's a
men
fact.
complain about the bad moms and women complain about the men. Of course, I think that's the case, but the issue still in lies that men can identify good moms, but I think overwhelmingly women can identify men that are gonna be good dads. How many women in the chat have seen a guy and was like, "Oh, I know he's gonna be a great dad," and you might didn't have a child with him, and you were wrong, and you were dead wrong. Girl, I thought he was gonna be a good dad and all that, and you was dead wrong. How many of y'all that actually happens? Because I don't think it does happen that much.
They be using their intuition too, so I think that lowers the rate of them being wrong because it helps them with everything else. Why would they be wrong on that all of a sudden?
No, women's intuition is never wrong. What I heard earlier is
I
that
think one
women
of the
just
most
don't
unhealthy
always
things that
listen
people
to their
do
intuition.
is like for these relationships, they try to keep sex involved after like the relationship has gone to waste. Like a lot of men still feel entitled to their baby mamas, and their baby mamas don't be like they don't be going. They wanna actually like have a real relationship. They want to get married. They want to have somebody who gonna like actually be in a household every day with the child. And sometimes that'd be hard for men to swallow, bro. For some men.
I think the stars, yeah. I think a perfect example would be all the entertainers that we see that are females that have children with a particular person, and after the fact they got kids or they marry or get kids with a different person. I think women, like you're saying, identify these things, but they're also good at identifying good stepdads, which is why nobody wants to kind of take on that role. It's like, how can you not pick somebody similar to me in the first place, right? I think it's different when you're married and the marriage don't work out, right? Because that just makes sense. But if you're picking somebody that you know is not good, i.e. Sierra, i.e. What's that, Angela Simmons, i.e. those women, and then you're trying to look for a man that'll actually take care of your child, is like, so you have the quality, you understand how this works. You understand that these things can happen and will happen depending on the person, and you still choose them because you just want to. And now it kind of shows there's a level of regret that I think women have when they have the children, one, or they try to use the child as a strategic way to keep the man. Like,
so let's play it out anecdotally. How many people you know in real life, friends, relatives, or not, when before they had a child, you was like, he gonna be a good dad, and you were wrong? Because I've never been wrong.
I don't know, like most of the fathers I know in real life, bro, like they in their kids' lives. They fight the court system. They do all kind of different things. But as far as the moms, that's how I feel about it, Cheeky. I think the women don't have resentment towards the men specifically. They have resentment towards like getting pregnant and then like having hard days that they never imagined they would ever have. And those hard days, the man is for whatever reason he's not there, right? Or they're separated for whatever reason. And once those days become repeated, and then it's not just a day, and it's a month, and it's a year. I think those women, they breed a different type of resentment. You feel me? But I don't think it's towards just the man, like him personally, because some of them might say he's a good person. Listen, bro, like I haven't been with like my baby mamas for years. Like, I'm gonna be honest. But we don't have no resentment. I don't try to get no pussy off them or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just like pick up my kids. I picked up my kids yesterday, picked them up again on Saturday. I just picked them up and we go and we do us. But some people, bro, like if I was trying to fuck them and do all this other shit, it'd put so much toxic shit in a relationship. I just think it's best to just keep it copacetic and and help where you can. But Aaron, I don't know. Like I never thought somebody was gonna be a bad dad, and it turned out to be a bad dad. I think most men, they want to be good fathers, bro. They want to
No,
be
but
loving fathers.
I'm saying, like, I'm playing this out like realistically. I'm thinking of people that I was like, man, he have kids, he gonna be a real dope dad. I've never been wrong.
Yeah,
So it's like, we can
I feel like
identify
most
this
black
stuff.
men want to be good fathers, and they like. There's a myth about black men being bad fathers that has been like completely like refuted by, I think it was Vice or it was Vox, one of those news
it was
forums.
Vox. They
It was
did
Vox.
the stereotype
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, and they were saying like that shit don't even really exist because like I think there was like 86% of black children who are born to black men, like black men are in the kid's life in some way or fashion. Like they have physical joint custody, sole custody, or something like that. But shout out to Vox. That's
What
why.
about you, Cheeky? You got anybody where you was like, man, I thought he was gonna be a good dad. I
So
was dead wrong.
we actually had the opposite where we was telling the girl that this guy's not a good guy. Me and a homie was telling her, and she knew it because he was cheating. And we was telling her repeatedly over and over and over, this not gonna end well. You gonna keep having sex, you gonna get pregnant. And she didn't listen. And now she got this bad at, well, I ain't seen the kid in a minute, but from the last time I checked, matter of fact, I'll call, right? See, here's the thing. Like, I have contacts. I have people that can verify all the stories that I talk about, the ones that I would like for y'all to know, right? But we, for years, like, girl, this is not gonna end well. This not gonna play out well. And what does she do? Still stick with the dude, still sleep with him. She like who she like. Women like what they like, and when they like them, that's it. Matter of fact, let me if you don't mind, I'm gonna show you something that I say.
Why didn't you fuck her, Cheeky? You could have just saved her.
Yo, come on now. What's wrong?
Well, that's because that go against my
Like that was
principles.
fair enough. Okay.
Nah, that go against my
point.
principles.
Like my point is, you could have saved her from that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I couldn't have.
He's not no Captain Saver. No, don't you pin
No,
that
I'm
on
not.
him.
Not at all. I am not.
Listen, he don't
Well,
do no
so
here.
here's a perfect example. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. It's funny, but this is something that this is something that I found interesting.
And so the kid on the right is a loser, basically.
No, go ahead.
That girl like who she like.
Yes,
right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going. Like that kid.
Hey, wait, Cheeky. Have you seen that video where they all line up and they pick it's like a bunch of little kids. They all line up and they go pick partners and stuff. And it's that one guy that's waiting for that girl, and she won't let nobody hold her hand.
Right.
I think it was an Asian girl too. It was, I forgot.
It was. I know what you're talking about because I seen it.
And wouldn't let nobody touch her hand. Give me my hand back. Like they want what they want, man.
So it's one of those things where if it don't matter what she think is good for her, what she knows is good for her, what everybody say about this is a good choice, she gonna go, I like this one though. and it shows from all ages, from a little girl to a 40-year-old who's just sitting here mad and upset that the same guy she like won't like her back. He could be a great guy. All he got to do is I'm just trying to change him. Why are you trying to change somebody that ain't trying to change? Cause she like what she like.
Hold on, Flora. I don't have a wall. What is you talking about? What wall is you talking about, Flora? I appreciate the contribution, but I don't have no wall. You know that.
So I'm gonna share a personal story.
Yeah, go ahead, hit us with it.
It's embarrassing. So sixth grade, we had a new student come to school. Little short girl, she's pretty. I liked her, but didn't have the confidence. I was shy, whatever the case it was. Seventh grade, I met her mom, and her mom loved me, and she found out that Nikki liked another kid that was a white guy, so this when I found out. If the mom likes you, the girl will never like you. So the mom said, "Won't you date John?" And she went, "Ooh," and I was just like, "Oh crap!" And ever since then, I've like never that situation like it never works out well when the mom likes you.
But you mean like
Hey, Aaron.
but she was in 7th grade, bro. Like, do you have any comparisons to like a college graduate or somebody like 25 with the
Are
same
you
story?
coming up here?
I was married.
Hold on, wait. No. Yo, I'm gonna bypass this, right? So let me bypass this with real life. Dre, don't say no names, right? Don't say nothing. Don't say no female name, please.
For sure, I got you.
All right. So one, how many women have we tried to save from making terrible decisions?
Oh man, it's countless.
He didn't even finish it. Didn't even finish. How many women did we try to save from making terrible decisions that either led to them being pregnant or heartbroken?
Still like this to this day. They literally, I can call them right now. They're still like this, and I look at them and I just shake my head.
And this is not nothing planned, but we just known each other for a long time. We've been in high school together, all that. We've been pointing out women. We've been pointing out to women the bad characteristics of men, so they won't make the mistakes. Not to set them up to have sex with them, because none of these women, neither one of us smashed any of these women. It's just we trying to look out for the girls because they the homegirls or they were somebody we school with.
Shout out to the Simps, bro. Simps.
So we're having a conversation about why they just don't get it. I don't understand what they don't get and why they don't listen. They know how to pick a man that's good, right? They'll say stuff like he'll be a good dad. But why you think they never pick the person that's gonna be a good dad?
I wanted to say something. That's why I wanted to add my 2 cents if y'all don't mind though. I'll wait my turn.
At this point, I think it's just, I don't know, bro. This might sound crazy because at this point, my logical answers just don't make sense apparently. So it's just like, I don't know if they're attached to pain or if like it's a maturity thing, because I know the kind of dudes they go after them, get hurt, rinse and repeat. And I know a lot of older women that actually are so attracted to me these days because they say of my maturity and other things of that nature. And they tell me all of these things that our people are going through. The females our age that we try to save. The grown women already know about this stuff. So I don't know if it's just a maturity thing. We've come up with so many calculated things that we think are the answer, and at the end of the day, I'm really just lost for words on this topic at this point. I feel like I've been studying this for centuries, bro. I feel like I've been alive studying this for centuries, trying to crack some code that's literally uncrackable, like it's unbreakable.
You want to know the exact, like the interesting part about this is that every time we tell a girl, hey, don't mess with him, almost never wrong, right? But here's the opposite. Whenever we tell a guy, yo, she's good to go, usually always right.
Yo,
right?
I'm not even lying to you. I'm not even lying to you. I'm literally, somebody's on the other line on my phone right now that I was talking to. I promise on everything. Her homegirl was in the background, and she literally said, she was talking about her and her boyfriend. She was like, yeah, my boyfriend will tell me to do something or whatever. He'll tell me not to do something. But since he told her not to do it, she does it. I promise she just told me this. Like, bro, this is not even 15 minutes ago. I swear to everything, bro. I'm not lying. It's actually insane that you said that.
Yeah, fam. I just wanted, because again, we've been knowing each other for some years. We've been trying to be good people out here, not smash on these hoes, even though the kickback allowed it, right? In all of these environments, you see how I interact with women. I ain't do nothing to them. Opportunities was there.
Yeah, you've tried to give straight, genuine love for years, bruh. Like genuine love that every woman needs, not once, needs.
And then these hoes don't listen. All right, dog.
What they do after that, they suffer.
And then I just watch in the background, chuckling. Good to be right again. See y'all later.
Yo, so let me get to my bro podcast. Let me ask you, have you ever told a woman, or have you ever heard a woman say, man, I know he's going to be a great dad when his time comes, and they be wrong?
Nah, that sounds like a joke. That don't even sound like a real question, because say it one more time just so I make sure I'm hearing it clear.
Yeah, but basically what I'm saying is that I've always heard women say statements like, he gonna be a great dad when he have kids. And then it happens. They're like, their intuition is never wrong when they make those statements and they identify men that are good, that are potentially going to be good fathers. They're almost never wrong. They tend to not pick those guys, but they tend to make that statement. So have you ever experienced a woman say, man, he's going to be a great dad when he have kids, and it doesn't happen? He's just a trash dad.
So the reason why my answer is no, right? Because my answer is no. But the reason why my answer is no, because I don't think I've ever heard a woman really say that. I mean, if they did, they was probably talking about a kid, right? They was probably talking about somebody that was mad young, teenager, 13, 14, 12 or something like that, that was really good with their siblings, that was really good with assisting their mom with raising their siblings and stuff like that, babysitting other kids, stuff like that. Like, because I was really good with kids when I was younger. I told you all of my relationships from the time when I was 16 years old, all of the women had children. Like, the only women that I was in a relationship with that didn't have children was my baby mamas. Right? All the other women from even when I was 16 years old, they had children. Right? So some people are really just attracted to being the parental figure when it comes to children, especially if they don't have a father or a mother in their life. It's something that they may champion. But I've never heard a woman say that about an adult male. Right? Like, oh, Johnny? Yeah, I know Johnny. Yeah. Johnny 21, 24, whatever, somewhere in that range. And they saying like, oh yeah, he's going to be a good kid. And then they go off and get babies with the guy. And then it kind of does not work out the way that they think it will. But I will say that I believe that it's because it's not a majority of women. I don't believe the majority of women have deadbeat fathers for their children. I think that's a very small percentage. I think that's probably about 20% of men, black men, are what I would consider deadbeats. I think there's 20% that are insecure, and then there's 10% that are insecure, and then I think there's 10% that are unavailable for whatever reason, like maybe prison, jail, drugs, addictions, stuff like that. So, but I would say of the 20% of women with deadbeat dads, I would guess, and this is not, I can't quantify this, I would guess at least 65% of them probably thought this guy's going to make a great dad, right? And then it didn't work out the way they thought it was. I would
argue that's a 0%. I think women know men that are going to be great dads. They know. But most of the women that complain about not having great baby dads are the women that did not plan for their children. They are the exact ones. When a woman knows he's going to be a great dad, when she knows, it's never a problem. These women are always right. They know. They know a man is about what he about. They're like, man, they know. They just don't.
How do you define plan?
So, okay. So plan is very simple. Both of them come to an agreement and say, we want to have children.
Okay.
We want to have together. That almost rarely happens for most people.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. But when a woman does plan and goes, I know this man's going to be a good dad, like she can identify it, it typically happens.
Okay, so yeah, that's different. So because mentally, I'm not even looking at most of our children as planned. You see what I'm saying? I look at it as irresponsible sex, knowing what the possibility was, probably just didn't care. It is what it is. Which is a little different from my case, because in my case, I was trying to make my kids, right? But I still didn't plan them. I was just trying to make them. Like, this is sex. This should lead to children. Take this. Give me a daughter. Give me a son, right? That's what I was on. So that's why I think my original response was the way it was, because I wasn't basing it on actual planning. But I get what you're saying now.
I don't think.
Oh, go ahead, John.
Go ahead.
No, it's not you, bro.
No. What I was trying to say is I don't. The premise of the question that you was asking, I don't think women. I think women do regret it, but I don't think it's a surprise at all. That's what the feminist movement was about. Was about birth control and the right to go to work. They was fighting the whole time to not to be able to have kids. So it's not even a shock or a surprise that they've been fighting for this for what nearly over a century now. Maybe a little bit longer. So I don't think they don't want majority of women don't want kids. They want a career first. They want the family. When they do want kids, it's later into their life. So they don't want kids right off the bat.
John, I don't necessarily think it's just that they want a career. I think they want consistency. Like I said, they don't want to struggle, whether it's for a child or for a man. They don't want to do it. And I think they have a right to not want to struggle. And if they know that they can't rely on a man, to take care of them and provide the life that they see fit for themselves, then they're going to provide it themselves. It's really just that simple.
Well, based on if you saw the video that Aaron played, I mean,
no, you're not about to let him simp today. They are not providing these lives by themselves. Even if you look at some of the most successful women, they don't even want to have kids, and they have the money to do it. These women are extremely selfish, man. Like we got to stop the lies. Shout out to Grizz Trees. He says, "Great dad means she think you can pick up the bill." Okay, yeah. And shout out to Dig Beak Energy. Says, "Happy birthday. People either do what's been working for thousands of years or roll the dice with modern day dating strategies."
I would say. Yeah. What I would say is the problem with what the emperor said is that they're still struggling. Right? To me, if you get up and go to work every day, you work 5 days a week, 6 days a week, you putting in 50, 60 hours, you're struggling. To me, I don't care what kind of car you drive because of that, what stores you shop at, you're still struggling because you got to do that every day. Yeah. There's no freedom in that. So if now you can say I chose that, cool. If that's what you got to say to convince yourself, by all means, and whatever people got to do to survive, I ain't mad at nobody. But I'm saying it's still a struggle because it's more days than not that you would choose not to do that if you didn't have to. You see what I'm saying? So to me, it's still a struggle. And then when you add on the other caveat, which is what you just said, Aaron, is that once they realize the struggle that it is to earn that money, they don't want to spend it on kids. You don't want to go to work for 50, 60, 70 hours a week just to have to spend it on formulas and diapers and nannies and babysitters and all this other stuff. You want to be able to go where you want to go.
Podcast. I gotta disagree with you on that one.
I'm not even mad at him. Really.
No. I don't know. I think he might be right.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I noticed it. Okay, so maybe it might be a certain income of females that do this of a certain income. But I see these kids, these kids who having kids, and pretty much all they want to do is dress their babies up in little baby Jordans, and they want to give them the coolest haircuts and the coolest earrings, whatever they want to do to make the kid look the way they want their guys to look. They love spending money on that type of stuff. I mean, even when the kids get like teenage, they spoil the kids the exact same way. They love spending money on their kids. They just don't want to do it in a responsible way.
Okay, so here's the conflict with what you're saying. The conflict is you immediately change the caveat of what I was saying by saying kids having kids. We're talking about adult women kicking in 50, 60,
No,
70.
I'm saying even adult women do the same thing too, though. I'm saying I
Right.
noticed it. It's like I don't know if it's a certain income or if it's age, but I know it's like I've seen young women do it and I've seen older women do it.
Yeah, we're definitely talking about a certain income for one, because again, you're not working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, bro. You ain't got no kids, and you saying, I'm gonna go have some kids so I can spend all my money on them. Now, if you're talking about kids having kids, and then you see those women like they 35 and they 35 and they son is 18.
And
Right?
they still doing it. And they still doing it.
But wait a minute. So they
Okay.
started out parenting at 17 years old. You see what I'm saying? So the mindset.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
You
still
saying the
different from somebody.
mindset's still the same. Got you.
Yeah, it's different from somebody that's habitual at that point. It's different from somebody that graduated high school, went to college, got their master's degree, worked their way up the corporate ladder. Now they sitting there at 30 years old, and it's like, no, I'm not.
Well,
I don't have no money. Like, no, I'm not gonna.
So podcast to your point. So now that you said that, you threw that caveat. I know women who went to school, got the master's, whatever, so on and so on, got the degrees. You still see some of the same behavior though.
As far as what?
That's women still spoiling their sons, especially single women who have kids. They still spoil their sons the same way. I don't know if they do the same way, but I know I've seen women who had college degrees still spoil their sons.
Okay,
you mentioned
them early, yeah.
So John, hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Shout out to my guy L.A. Wilkes. He couldn't stay long, but he came through to shout me out. I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna drop his channel in the chat, so please make sure you guys subscribe, support the homie. He has a stream that he's running today as well, so he couldn't stay, but that's my guy. I appreciate him. Thank you for coming through, brother. I want to say, John the Baptist, why do you think women don't want children?
I don't think women want children at a certain stage of life because they don't want to be tied down. They want their freedom to be able to move how they want to move. And I think it's one of the primary reasons why women don't. It's not they don't want them. It's the stage when they want them.
So I think it's because they think it's hard. They think that it's hard having children and raising children. They think that it's hard.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that either.
That's why they don't want to do it. Men already understand that life is going to be hard. They understand it.
I disagree.
Go ahead.
I disagree with that.
Women think life will be. Oh, go ahead, Chicky.
I think to be fair, neither man or woman necessarily wants the responsibility that come with children, right? Because a lot of men, if they have the choice or the option to get rid of a child through abortion, they're going to do it, right? I think in most cases. Again, it's more so about the.
I don't know about that.
I'm struggling with that one, Cheeky. I struggle with that one.
I think that most men are sexually irresponsible, just like most women. But the question was, and the base of the question was, who regrets it more? Okay. I think it's women because of the body and the things that they go through. They're very vocal about the issues that they face.
True.
When it comes to having children, they're very vocal about we can die from this. But even with that information and knowledge, they still choose to open their legs, right? So that means that there's a level of ignorance, as willful as it is, there's a level of ignorance that they do and they participate in. Just like what the phone call I just had. There are men, good men, that will go, hey, this is not a good man for you, but yet you choose this man and you continue to open your legs to this man, knowing you can get pregnant. You're the one that's going to be facing most of these challenges and you're going to regret it because now the responsibilities of having a child, raising that child, trying to figure out where the child going to go, is going to be solely based on, well, not solely, but it's mainly going to be based on you.
But Cheeky, I think in your example, Cheeky, I think you chose a man who was a certain level of income leader or a certain mindset too, as podcast pointed out to me. A man who has
No,
a
no, no, no,
woman.
no, no.
Okay, so you don't think
My
the
bad.
men that ask for
Uh-huh.
abortions, or sorry, deletions, I'm sorry, baby deletions,
Mm-hmm.
are is that my phone echoing or somebody
No,
else
that's
got
Cheeky
something on?
echoing.
Oh, that's me. I gotta turn it down. My bad. Let me turn it down.
I think you good.
Yeah, no, he'll mute in between. Go ahead, John the Baptist.
Yeah, so I think like what podcast was playing to me, I think men of a certain mindset would have that deletion mindset. I think most men who have kids want to have that kid and want that woman to carry that kid, and they want to take care of that kid. They want to raise that kid. I think a certain mindset of men want to do that. You disagree with that?
So I think if Cheeky's is saying that a man tells a woman that he wants to have children with her and then changes his mind, I think that's super rare. And I say that to say only men that don't want children tend to think like that. And that's why we're saying if the children are not planned, of course you'll be dealing with a man that didn't want the child per se. So he might encourage you to be like, yeah, I don't want it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think most men know two things. One, they don't have a choice, and it's in their best interest to say, well, whatever you want to do, I support it. Because if they say any other opposite thing, it could make it 10,000 times worse.
And
Well,
Aaron,
so-
like the same
Cheeky, I
thing
want
with
you.
House
Hold
of
on, real quick.
Hypocrites. Go ahead.
This the thing, Cheek. Because matter of fact, no, you know what? Go ahead, because you got kids too. I just thought about that.
I about to say, like for me, with my homies, at one point, like it's like, cool, the woman gonna do whatever they gonna do, bro. Whatever she do is whatever she do. You gotta take care of your kids. Like, so I get the conversation about how to prevent it in like the beginning, but once the kids come, we can't keep making excuses like, well, you knew he 5 years old. 5 years later, this nigga ain't shit. 10 years later, like, no, bro. At some point, the men got to put pressure on other men and say, you got to be in this kid's life, or we got to shun you out the community. Just that simple.
But she
I
picked.
think it's
But she
okay to do it.
okay.
What?
But
No.
Aaron
Hold
already said it earlier. They know how to pick which man gonna be a good dad. She picks a man that's not gonna be a good dad. Why am I gonna force that man to be a dad when he didn't? When she knew he wasn't. When she knew he wasn't gonna be a good dad. Why would I do
It's
that?
not about what she knew. It's about that he knew.
It's about who?
No, hold on for you, because I think what he's saying, right? I don't necessarily agree with men forcing other men, right? But I do think, it's something to be said for certain men that maybe the only reason why they're not participating is because they're relishing their freedom, right? That's probably a problem. But like my dad was a whole dope fiend, right? And from about 10 years old to about 15, I was struggling with life. It's part of the reason why I'm so angry and easily triggered. But it was like after I met my dad, well, I had met him before, but I hadn't seen him in so long, right? But it was like when my dad came and got me from jail when I was 15, and I seen that he was a whole dope fiend, right? I realized I didn't really miss out on anything from him not being there. It took all of about 5 minutes for me to realize that. Now, I did miss out on my brothers, my cousins, my grandma, all my other family members, but my dad specifically, I didn't miss out on anything from him not being there, because he was a whole dope fiend. So I don't think we should pressure dope fiends into being fathers, right? But I would say for the women, I think it's two things that I'm not a woman, but I just think these things are true. One, the reason why they choose the men that they choose and have kids by the men that they choose to have kids by is because all women think that their vaginas are valuable. And they believe that once a dude get this vagina, oh, he gonna do what I want him to do. If a baby come out of it, he gonna step up to the plate. If I want to be married, whatever it is, this vagina is gonna make that guy get in line. I could change him, right? He in the streets, I need him to go get a regular job. I could change him, right? Or he got a regular job, I need him to be in the streets. I could change him. I saw that very consistently growing up, is that women really believe that once a dude get that vagina, you know what I'm saying? Not only will he not necessarily want all the other vaginas out there, but he's going to capitulate to her needs and desires. And I think that's why a lot of women are actually bitter, because their vagina isn't getting them all the things in life that they thought it was. They don't really put any consideration into what the rest of their body look like, what their feet look like, their face look like during sex. They don't think about their attitude, how that might come off. They just think it's the vagina. I'm giving it to you. Capitulate to my needs and desires. And so that's why I think you may see them say, yeah, Aaron O, he's going to be a great dad, but I'm going to go with Cheeky because I really like Cheeky. And I think once he get this vagina, he'll change.
So do we support people who are people who are not self-aware? How do we treat them? I mean, how do we handle with kid gloves or what? How do we do this? How do
in what context? Because just lack of self-awareness is
I'm going on what podcast just said.
I mean, to generalize
a girl who puts value into a coochie and thinks that's going to change a man.
I don't know if I really agree with podcasts on that because I think
I don't either.
Don't
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go
believe
ahead.
that they can keep a man just because they got. I don't know if they believe that, but I do understand that sometimes they think that a man could step up in a situation. It might make them closer because they go off of energies and zodiac signs. And if we have this special child, it'll bring us closer. I believe there's some of that thinking, but I just
don't. Wait. So let's ask this question. Hold on. Let me ask this question then. Wait, Daryl, do you agree with what Aaron O is saying right now?
No, absolutely not. When he was saying like they go on the horoscope and stuff, a lot of the women go off what the men tell them. A lot of men lie about how hard they work. They lie about, how much they're willing to put into a certain thing. I swear to God, bro. Like, how many times?
No, Daryl.
All right, bro.
Okay. So, what Aaron said.
Tell me every time you seen a man like set up like to reach a goal, every single time he did whatever it takes to reach that goal, because that's not true.
No. Okay, what I'm saying is, so no disrespect. Okay, what I will say, what I'm trying to say is this. Aaron brought out a very good point earlier. A woman can tell when a good man is going to be a good father, a good provider. They can tell this. I don't doubt that appeared. If you look at women throughout life, they know. But for some reason, they choose to pick a man to have a baby with that's not going to be a great father or a good provider for a husband or whatever the case may be. So you can't get past this psychology.
I just don't think that. No, I can't, because I don't think that they was like, hey, yeah, let's have a baby, man who's gonna fuck me over later and not take care of the child for 10 years straight. I don't think that ever happens. I think what women fall in love with is what the man is saying he's capable of doing. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to protect you. Right? And like real talk, because Aaron, remember you did the show about the ring where you said the ring didn't matter? And it was a lot of men and a lot of women that want, like, they want the rings, right? And
it was only women. It was only women that wanted that damn
exactly.
And I got another video that I can prove the fact that women don't care about the man; they just want the ring. I got another video for that. But go ahead.
I got you, but men still got to save up and buy those rings, right? So in the time that it take a lot of those men to save up, the relationship fall apart. It is what it is.
Wait. But again, you keep putting the onus on men in a society where women have fought to be just as seen as responsible. Women have fought for this right to be autonomous, responsible adults. We can't now then say, now that you have these rights and capabilities, all the sexual freedom that you fought for, it's still in the hands of men. That's crazy. You can't do those things.
I think when it comes to
those two things can't exist at the same time. You got to either give up your freedom, you got to give something up that you don't want to give up in order for it to work properly.
Hold on, Chica. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I just got to know this question. Men are such good liars to women, right? Are women good liars to men? Okay, so let me ask you this. If a woman successfully lies to a man, does we just tell a man, hey, that's on you, bro? Like, it is what it is. You let her lie to you. Like, for me, I don't get tricked by women.
They do.
No, so look, that's what we do exactly. So we don't make no excuses. If you get lied to, then you got to deal with it. So I'm just asking. I don't get lied to by women and be like, man, I can't believe she tricked me, or I can't believe she lied to me. It don't work on me.
The first thing we do is call him a sucker, and how you fall for that. That's the first thing men will do. It's funny. You said there needs to be some type of shunning to push this man out of the community, but there's no shunning and pushing out these women. Or what are we supposed to do? Stone the women and the men? And if that's the case, the population would be down to 2 to 3 people. So what I'm saying is, there needs to be a level of accountability and acknowledgement, because in most cases, I don't think that women, like you're saying, I don't think women all the time are just going, I'm gonna pick the worst person in the world. They tend, because this is how it always go, they don't know who they're dealing with, which is why you're dating. And while you're dating, you're trying to figure out who you're dealing with. While you're doing those things, if you don't have any guidance, you're really winging it. And while you're winging it, you're hoping you got male friends. But the problem is, when you do have the male friends that are telling you, hey, this guy's not good, what are you supposed to, how far can that go? I just got off the phone with somebody who said we've been doing this for years, not for the sake of sex, not for the sake of getting an opportunity with them, not for any of those things, because there's plenty of hoes out here. We don't need you. We don't need your pussy. Your vagina not that special to where we need to talk to you. We're only doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. So even with the goodness of our hearts and our intent being very clear, women will choose to do what they want to do, and you see it in the comment section. If you go scroll up, all you see is we do what we want to do. Stop being a hater. You want to know why they're saying that? Because women don't like listening to authority. And we reviewed it on my channel. We said little girls.
Let me give you the example. Look, let me give you the example, right? You have all these women that be like, man, I wish I had a dad that could help me vet, right? All these women that got dads, none of them go to him for vetting. None of them go to him for vetting. You know what they say? If I'm gonna make a mistake, I gotta make it be a decision for me because I gotta live this life. This is what they do. They don't use.
Well, a lot of these women are Christian, Aaron, and you got to understand that God said that He will build your. No, Cheeky. Really, God said that He will build your character through trial and tribulations. And John the Baptist is here. John, am I lying?
Yes, you are. You're lying hard.
Hold on, wait.
That's literally what the scripture says.
I can't go with your line of reasoning. I can't rock with your line of reasoning on this one though.
Let's go
the
back.
Scripture is correct, right, John? That God will build your character.
First of all, I'm not even sure what scripture you're quoting right now, so I can't follow. You gotta give me.
Hold on.
Yeah, it is a shame. It's a shame you saying stuff that don't even know it's true or not. You just saying stuff.
Aaron, let's go back for 1 second though, right? Before we get too far away, because you disagree with me. My question to you was, then what is the thing, right? What is the idea? What is the reason, right, that women believe, because I know you know this, that they deserve monogamy?
What is the reason?
You know my rule on that.
I know, but they believe they deserve it. I've asked every woman, I've asked not everyone, but I asked so many women this. It's not really an answer. And when people don't really give you an answer, it's because they just believe they deserve it, bro. And usually it's something that's innate about them, right? And the only thing it is with women is that it's their vagina. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like, you ever heard a woman say, my man don't need no other women because I can wear wigs, right? They think they can go bald head one day, put on a dreadlock wig the next day, put on a Puerto Rican hair wig the next day, put on this makeup, put on that outfit. They really think that shit makes them a different person to their man, right? They don't think, they don't understand that in our mind, it's the same vagina. Like, I don't care what color you make your hair, none of that's not gonna change. You got the same color areola, you got the same corn on your pinky toe. None of that has changed because you put on different color hair, right? But they actually think that way and say shit like, he don't need no other woman because I could be all these other women. I'm telling you, bro, women believe once you get this vagina, nah, you ain't gonna want no more. And then that's why you see so many of them. People don't understand this, bro. When you, you from where I'm from, Chicago, right? In our neighborhood, we had what was called bust downs. Okay. The reason why a lot of these women was bust downs was because they was trying to prove to themselves that somebody was gonna be attached after getting that vagina.
Now watch this podcast. How many of those bust downs are wives now?
Hold on. It's hard for somebody to attach to that when they know 30, 40 other dudes that had it. You see what I'm saying? So they was kind of defeating their own purpose by sleeping around a lot. But at the same time, they were trying to prove, I could get the guy. I can get the drug dealer too. I can get the boss nigga too. I can get the chief of the gangsters and the chief of the vice lords too. I could get these same guys that the light-skinned pretty girls is getting, or the dark-skinned pretty feet girl is getting, right? They was trying to prove to themselves that they are just as valuable as every other woman. and it comes at their own it undermines their own choices because they end up just being bust downs.
It is almost sickening that women think that they can get almost any man. Like, it is almost sickening. I'll be honest with you. It is almost sickening, and I understand your reason now that you give that further explanation to why they think that. Yeah, I've already explained to women, monogamy is not included. I don't know why they think it comes included. We together, monogamy. No. They don't understand they got to
So y'all
work.
saying that just because a person has a sexual past that makes them less valuable?
Yes.
Like, I think
You're
that
saying that's to lower your value. Yes. Yes.
You know, just like we know. Wait. We know. Wait. Do we know who we're talking to? We're talking to the receipt bride who will use a woman's sexual past as a way to show she has no value. What are we saying? You know, just like I know, just like
I have
we
no
know.
idea what Chiki's talking about. The only thing I know is that like once a woman can be this
go ahead there,
baptized, right? A woman can be made not a virgin again, but she can become a wife again. How many women that have sexual Sierra is in a fantastic marriage right now.
You're talking a
horrible person to identify. Ain't none of these women Sierra.
You're talking about two different things, Daryl. We're not saying that a woman can't ever get married after her past. What we're saying is her choices of who she gets to marry is going to become a lot stronger.
Okay, John
now.
the Baptist, I have a better one for you. The security boss. She has a terrific story about how she made a mistake when she was younger, and she got married. Now she's a fucking boss. So what can you say now?
Right, and so
I'm not going to speak particularly to her because I don't know her. I'm not going to talk.
But that's how most women turn out. They turn like security bosses.
Hold on. But you still didn't change what I said the first time. So what I said the first time, we're not saying because she has a past that she can't get a husband. What we are saying though, her past will affect what type of husband she gets going forward. Now we're not saying she can't.
No. That's not the basis of the show or the argument. Which is why we go down this rabbit hole about women, and women get confused as to what's the topic. The topic is why are women not wanting to get pregnant, and also why are they?
I was just dealing with Daryl just said. I got you.
John was
I know, but y'all have both gone off topic. Y'all have both gone off topic, which is why I'm trying to bring it back.
I got
you. The conversation is not about women's choices and options that they have and don't have after a baby. It's why don't they want to have babies, and then two, how are they able to identify men that are good to make babies with but not choosing them? So for example, if you can look at a man and go, man, that is a man of good character, he's good morals. You remember that dude who went viral some months ago, the nerd dude, the astrophysicist dude, the nuclear physicist dude. Everybody blew up like
the guy who didn't have any personality. Yeah, I remember him.
Right. So okay, Daryl, that's wait,
you are a simp, Daryl. You are a simp.
No, stop. Stop. Y'all.
Okay, my bad.
He's only proving the point. The point that is being made is somebody can go, wow, this guy seems stand up for who he is. Of course, we're not saying marry him on the first date on the internet, but based off of the other people that you know come online, how many people do you meet like this? Maybe you should be interested in this. And they'll be the first one. Why do you think women say he's husband material, but never marry the husband material man? I was literally on a panel with Cheap Critique, and they talking about, yes, I have guy friends that are husband material. And all of those guy friends are single. And if they were to marry somebody else after they have children, they will be heated because they was like, oh, well, he was never interested in me, or why is he not interested now?
Well, real quick, Bobby Boom says, whatever happens after you trust a woman is your fault. See, this is my thing. I've never came to them, bro, I trusted her. I never have those stories, right? Maybe I'm just better at identifying things or very much particular, and I'm not so much willing to fall victim of, oh, it was an accident or oh, it just happened. I'm not willing to put myself in those positions, right?
You know, this is my issue with you, Aaron. This is my issue with you.
Hold on, one more. MC Everton said, is this why men think they shouldn't get married? There are a lot of multiple reasons why men don't think they should get married. One of the reasons is definitely because women overwhelmingly regret having children, and they're dangerous to be around these women. Dangerous. So, and men because they need to find somebody to blame.
Aaron, in 2024, I need you to make a.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Absolutely.
Can
A
I
New
say
Year's
something? Okay.
resolution in
Go ahead, Sherelle.
2024.
Huh?
Go ahead and just cut podcast off before he do what he doing. Go ahead and say what you gotta say, Miss Sherelle.
Jesus, y'all been talking for 3 hours. Okay. When I go to the grocery store and I see children, they be with their mama. When I go to nurseries, the people that be picking up children and dropping them off be their mamas. When I'm in the emergency room and I see children in the emergency room, they be with their mamas. When I'm on the bus, the plane, the airport, the majority of the time I see children with their mom. Even if they have a dad, the mom carries the burden of raising the kid the most. Now that women, no, wait, let me finish, let me finish.
Go ahead.
I didn't
Finish
say
your
that.
point.
I didn't say nothing.
Let her finish the point.
The mom is holding the burden. The moms are holding the burden of raising the kids the most, right? Like on a consistent basis. That's who's sitting up there when the baby's sick, when they have to go to PTA meetings. If you go to any school across the country, you go to them PTA meetings, it's mama in there talking to the teachers, right? So now that women are still having to carry the burden of being a mother and they're in the workforce almost just as much as men now, I can understand why they're opting out of parenting because it's burdening them the most. So they would be the ones that.
So my question to you is,
I want to respond. Let me just say this.
Can we start from the bottom?
No, give me 1 second. I want to respond exactly what she said, and Cheeky, and then you can redirect and control it. Let me say this. When I have children, right, let me be very, very clear. They will never be a burden. They'll be an honor. I look at my future children as an honor to be their father, right? I don't look at my children as burdens. But every time I listen to hear women, the burden to carry children, the burden to put my body through this, it's a burden with y'all, which makes y'all dangerous.
No,
it's
I
dangerous.
Think
No,
you
hold on.
Aaron.
It's very, very dangerous dealing with y'all when y'all have this mentality. And for me, I look at it as honor. I look at it as an honor. I don't.
Yeah, you're looking at it as honor because you're literally not carrying a baby for 9 months. You're literally not putting your foot in the grave. You literally are not having a whole human with the size of your head coming out of your vagina.
Okay,
you're literally never going to be able to understand why that may be. Your body is not going to change. Your appetite is not going to change. Your organs, your internal organs, is not going to shift. None of that's going to happen for you.
So wait. So why do it then?
That's why they're not doing it no more.
Oh, okay. So what
that's
about
all we saying.
No. What about the ones that do it then?
That's because they want to be parents.
Okay. Then be a parent. Don't complain about being a parent.
No, stop. Y'all are not listening.
I'm listening.
But y'all, please don't respond to the wrong thing. First things first, we have to clarify this. Women, when they do have children, do work less, and the men do take on more hours. That's just a fact. So this idea that is true. They've done the research on this. Men work more hours than women do. They do it on the clock. Now, off the clock is the argument that women have whenever they have children, because they consider the labor off the clock as much as work just as well. But that's not necessarily true when it comes to measurable things.
You ever had to cook
When it
for
comes
3
to
kids,
women,
Kiki?
when it comes to women that are pregnant and having children, men tend to work more hours that are actually manageable and trackable, and women tend to work less hours and tend to work towards to take care of the children, because that's the role that they decide to play within that relationship. Nobody is actually forcing women to do any of those things. That's the first point. So this idea that women working just as much as before is not true. It's already been studied and measured, and we've done this on my stream because
Nobody said that women are working just as much as before. I'm saying that women are now in the workforce.
Hold on, wait.
I said women. Cheeky, I said women. Well, let me clarify because you didn't understand what I said.
I went on mute. Let me finish. That was the first point. The second point is when it comes to these things, when it comes to children, In all honesty, most women want children with the man that they like and enjoy and they trust. For whatever reason. For whatever the reason. So if they're with a man that they trust enough to open their legs to and have sex with, and they very clearly say, I want a child with you, or do not mind having a child with you, then that's what they are willing to do. But when you have a mentality that children are a burden or a parasite, of course you're not going to look at anything besides look at how much work it's going to do. Of course you're thinking of it in your way. Well, my body, my this, my absolutely. That comes with childbearing and child rearing. But you're making the decision based off the environment that the man is providing, supposedly. The issue is women are making bad choices with these men that they're providing or that they want, and now you're stuck.
Well,
so let me say this because I was about to say this. Hold on, let me. No. I got this. I got this.
John the Baptist, I'm coming straight. I'm gonna go right to you, bro. I just want to acknowledge my brother Omar. He says, when I see car purchase, tuition, sports insurance, and all other expenses, I see dads. That's offending. That's offending. I see. He's right. You picked areas in which those are places where women are more likely to have the children be around. That makes sense. He's like, let's pick the places where dads are going to be most likely to be present and around at those particular events. And that makes sense. So don't just try to leave out what the dads do just because you want to highlight what the moms do. I'm sorry. Stop looking at your children as burdens, you evil women. Now go ahead, John the Baptist.
So Cheeky, I want to just correct something you said. I was not responding to the wrong thing. I was responding to the right thing. And this how come I know I was going to respond to the right thing. Because when she said, whenever she see moms at the when the moms is at the hospital, hospital, she see the moms with the kids at the hospital. Daycare, she see the moms. Okay, I live what she was saying. And the reason why they saw my wife picking my son and daughter from daycare or school, after school, or the hospital, or whatever the case was, because I was at work 16, 18 hours a day. And although my wife did work, she only worked 6 to 8 hours a day. So that's why you see the moms there with the kids more, because the moms are with the kids because she's doing what she's supposed to do and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So you would see me on the clock more, and you would see her with the kids more. So but we did it as a tenant, we did it as a team, we did it together. It's not that she was doing anything by herself. No, because she did everything by herself. That means she would to go make the money, pay the bills. I mean, we worked together as a team.
So I'm
But
glad
that often does
that
happen.
last part though, right? Because the last part that you just said, I think really is what affects that particular mindset that she was describing. I don't think the mindset that she was describing by saying all the time these women are with these kids in all these different places are the women who are doing it alone, right? So that's I mean, even though you would probably still see the mothers with those children in those specific areas, right? I'm just saying a lot of them who are doing it alone, the physical present parenting alone, yeah, of course they're gonna look at it like a burden. You see what I'm saying? Because
it's a burden to them because you're right, my bad podcast. You're right. Go ahead, my bad.
So, but see, this is the thing, because sometimes I'll be trying to remember stuff. Because Aaron, you were saying something earlier, and it's gonna sound like I'm on the women's side with this, because maybe I am, but bro, I think I gotta be podcast, so I hope that's okay, bro. The man that a woman choose will have the privilege of coming in her face. And I think that matters. I don't think she wants some nerd, no personality having, no swag, no fun, no nothing, because he's going to be able to tell his son, how to count his ABCs and do his 1, 2, 3s,
okay,
and teach him how to tie his shoes.
Okay.
That means he should have the privilege of impregnating her, and she should just want to screw him because of that. I do think it's more to it than that, because I know as a man, maybe you might be able to argue that it's different for women, and I'll hear you out about it. But I just know as a man, like even when I think about pornography, one of the reasons why I couldn't do it is because you got to sleep with whoever they put in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And it's some women out here that I'm just not attracted to. And nobody could come to me and say, well, I'll be honest with you, bro. If you get with this chick, I'm not going to say what she looked like because I don't want to put nobody in the box. I'm just going to say whatever it is I'm not attracted to, right? somebody put a woman in front of me that I'm not attracted to, and then they tell me, well, I'm telling you like this, she's gonna be a good mama to your kids. That's not gonna be enough. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. That's not gonna be enough for me.
Okay. No, it's not that what some of the stuff you're saying is wrong, because I'm gonna agree with this. They are not attracted to certain guys, no swag. It's fine. They shouldn't. Then don't complain with the type of guys that you are attracted if they don't have the other capabilities of doing the other thing. So when you say that they could put this woman in front of you and say she's gonna be a great mom, this, that, but she's not attractive, then don't have a baby with her. That's all I'm saying. Now, what you're saying is I still want a baby though, and I take my chances with the woman that is super risky and she might not be a good mom, but she possibly could, as opposed to the for sure deal with an unattractive woman. That's what you're basically saying. And I'm saying these women have the control in 2023 for the last 20, 30 years to sleep with the man that make them all the juju, all the good stuff, and not have a baby by him. And then if they want to have a baby, go have a baby with the nerd dude, leave him and go get back with the such. They're not even doing that.
But Aaron, most strippers are great moms. Like, let's be honest.
But
like,
Daryl, you got to stop, Daryl. Daryl, you got to stop. Daryl, you got to stop.
Cash down.
Please stop.
It looks
Cardi B.
Daryl, stop.
Drake baby mama is a great mom. Tell me one thing that Drake baby. She just met Kamala Harris.
So wait a minute. Remember. Hold on. Look, Daryl. Remember what Sherelle said.
Y'all niggas met the vice president.
Daryl, look. Remember what Sherelle said, right? So if you look at it, she said the burden of raising the children is on the mom, which I would agree with. Here's the thing about it. Okay, first of all,
why do we keep saying children are a burden? I don't know.
Hold on. Watch this, Aaron. I would agree with her, right? But I would just use the word responsibility. But if I agree with you that the burden is on the mom, then you have to agree with me that when you raise a fucked up ass kid, you can't blame the dad's DNA. You got to take responsibility for what you raised.
That's not his point.
No, wait.
I know it's not his point, Cheeky. It's multiple things being said in the same conversation. So,
but it's not on topic, which is why it gets confusing.
But Cheeky, it's multiple things being said in the conversation. So when people like myself or John the Baptist are responding, we're responding to multiple things that were said, right? I know what the topic is, bro. I'm pretty sure I'm smart enough to hang on to that, right? But I'm saying according to what she's saying, because my point is this. If I concede to you that it's your burden, aka responsibility, to raise the children, right? Which to me equals accountability for how the children turn out. But here's the thing: that's gonna be the case whether you pick the thug or the astrophysicist. That's not gonna change, right? That's gonna be the same. So to me, I'm damn near starting to see why they would say fuck having kids. Because regardless of whether you pick the thug or the astrophysicist, your responsibility is going to be the same. Your body going to be affected the same. Your time going to be affected the same. Your mind going to be. It's not going to change regardless of who you with. So at least if I'm going to make the choice to put myself through this burden, aka responsibility and accountability, I should be able to do it with a fly nigga. I get that. I just do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I get it.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't make any sense. For two reasons.
Maybe because you're young.
And no, it's not because I'm young. It's because it's just stupid. Like, that's just what it is. If you make a decision based off of that, it's stupid. So your outcomes are more than likely going to be stupid, which is fine. Because if you want to be a stupid person making stupid decisions, by all means, that's your choice and right. The thing that
wait a minute. So you think a person so you think it's smarter to be with somebody that you're more likely to cheat on?
I think it's smarter to be with first of all, if you're going to be with somebody or you're going to just cheat on somebody, then don't be in a relationship. It's just that simple. Okay, if you're going to cheat, cheat, I'm
trying to tell the women that they need to be in, that they need to start caring more about creating nuclear families and having children and being married. Is that not what we're suggesting to the women?
No, that's not my suggestion, because that's not the conversation. The conversation is, why do you view children as a burden? 1, 2. Why is it that you can identify these good things in men and still choose absolutely incorrectly when it comes to birthing a child? Those are the two topics that we cover. Hold on, wait. You asked me a question. Let me answer it. You asked me a question. Let me answer it.
Wait. You're confusing me. first, Kiki, at first you said that the subject was why don't they want to have children? That's what you said earlier.
Because it's still along those lines. Why don't you want to have children? They've already answered. We don't want to have children because we see them as a burden. Now it's progressed to why do you see them as a burden? It's still within the realm of why don't you want to have children? If you look at a tree diagram or a tree logic, it's the next step. Why don't you want to have children? They're a burden. Why?
Okay, I can answer that question then.
Yes, you can answer whatever question.
Okay, so yeah, raising kids are hard. It's hard, right? That's why they used to say it takes a village to raise a child. The village is burned down. There is no more villages. So women are really raising those kids by themselves. There is no support for them. That there is no support. You rarely see women with just a village to help raise those kids.
They always got grandma
The rest of come on, y'all. My service already bad. The rest of the world is advanced. The world is advancing. The world is way more than us running around with no shoes on in Africa. Shout out to Africa. Okay? The world is bigger than that. It's advanced than that, which means the level of everything has went up, which means the way people used to raise kids 500 years ago is not going to take that same stagnant to raise the kids today. The world is a much bigger place. The world is there. Yeah, it costs to raise kids because if you don't raise your kids in a positive environment, they're going to go to school with inner city kids who ain't raised with the best parents, and they're going to be in danger because y'all live in a bad neighborhood. All of that stuff is factoring in this day and age. So there is no village. And my whole thing of like, maybe a burden is a bad way to say it. It's a responsibility, right? But children need. That's why I don't understand people that have kids for them. Like, why would you have a kid to gain from the kid? Kids are sponges. Kids need an abundance of everything that you have. Kids are a ball of energy that you have to sit there and nurture. Literally, kids don't do anything for you until they're adults, and they ain't even supposed to be doing stuff for you in adulthood. But kids don't give you nothing. They just take. They're takers.
So kids are bad.
No, it's not about them being bad, but they are what they are. They're sponges. They're takers. They're not givers. They don't give you anything.
We're just a generation that's truly. We're just a generation that's truly on the ultimate selfish. Likewise, that's all. You know what I'm saying? Our generation, we just way more selfish. It's all about we don't want to sacrifice for the greater good of the people or the, you know what I'm saying, of nothing. So that's where we at now. It's just, that's why you feel like kids are hard to, govern and things like that because we selfish. Everybody's selfish. The woman's selfish and the man's selfish,
That's not it, bro.
We have got to stop doing two things. The first thing, we can't keep saying women are doing things on their own when they're accepting a role that is within their relationship. Women tend to do those things. That doesn't mean that they can't change it. That doesn't mean they can't have a conversation with their significant other to work. Let's reverse the roles. Do we want men to start doing those roles and women go to work more often? Is that what we want? No, because women have already said stay-at-home dads is the most unattractive thing. So when we start talking about a lot of different things, we're not factoring stuff. Stop saying women do things on their own. They're not doing anything on their own. They're doing things according to their role. That is a very different argument and statement. 1, 2, if you keep looking at children as a parasite and these people don't do anything for you, then most men, honestly, when it comes to women, y'all are like children. Y'all don't offer much unless so if we're going to make that argument, let's
come on, let go. Come on, let go.
So the thing is, you mentioned
consider what it is that what everyone's offering before we just start saying no one's offering anything and downplaying the role that a man plays within raising a child and doing his part. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Okay,
preaching, Chicky. You preaching. Amen, Chicky. Amen.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go to PhD, but I just want to read the super chat. Grizz Tree says the kids be begging to go to grandma's house. That's offending. How nowadays, just so that they can get a home cooked meal and somebody who won't shove a phone camera in their face. That's all facts. These women be dropping these kids off at their grandparents' house all the time. They be grateful that they mom. That's why they be like, every mom say, "Mom, you're the baddest thing. Thank you for helping me with my child," and all these things. Let's stop capping like these women are raising children by themselves. They got a whole lot of help. Go ahead, PhD.
So to address Chiki's point about women doing the bulk of the child care because it's our role, studies show that even when the woman is the primary breadwinner or the sole breadwinner, she still does most of the child care. So it doesn't matter,
No, that study didn't say child
But
care.
but that's your role.
I'm sorry,
That
but
study
can
didn't
I
say
finish?
child.
I'm
That
sorry, why
study
can't
didn't
I
say
finish my
child. Go ahead.
sentence? I didn't cut anybody off.
101.
True enough, PhD. But go ahead.
Thank you. So it's not about a role. So if a woman's going out and earning all of the money, then, clearly the roles have been shifted, right? So, but even when the woman, does that, she's still doing the bulk of the child care, and the nature of time that dads spend with children is very different from how moms spend their time with children, right? So most of the time, dads are engaged in recreational activities. They're playing with the kids. They may be coaching their, little league team or something like that. Whereas moms are responsible for, hey, did you eat? Go get your clothes together, structuring their day. So the nature of the time that women spend with children is also very different. So if we're talking about roles, I think it was Omar who mentioned, when it's time to do certain things like pay tuition, that's where we see the dad step up. But I'd like to just point out to everyone that there's a reason that Black women graduate with more student loan debt than any other demographic. And that's because dads are not paying tuition, right? And so I think we have to start being very honest about what these roles look like in Black relationships, because Black women are actually more employed than Black men. So, acting like Black men just out here
That's
grinding.
not true. That's not true, bro.
It actually is, but it actually is, but she's saying it
I think
without
that's
Bro,
context.
but that's past
okay, so wait until I finish and then you can address it.
Let her finish. Let her finish.
If I can
Please let her
finish, then you
finish.
can address it. Calm down. So I think, we have to really just be very real about what's going on in these relationships. And I think until we can do that, we're going to continue to see these types of issues, because it does place an undue hardship on the woman. And personally, I think that that's why the Black maternal death rate is so high, because Black women are doing a lot. We working, for 8-9 months while we're pregnant, having a baby, going back to work in a few weeks, so I think we have to start understanding that, especially for Black women, the burden is very high. So now
It's just so funny to me how you ask for all this, and so and what it's called, heavy is who wears the crown. You ask for all this, and now that you got it, now you complaining about what you got to do. Me had been doing this for years, bro. Like, come on, bro. Most of y'all are working from
having children,
bro. Most of y'all are working from home, okay? And then you talking about all this, and then you talking about all this. Then you talking about all this. Y'all be at the house more. Come on, bro. What is you talking about?
Can we just deal with one thing at a time?
being at the house. What are you talking about?
The one
Wait,
thing, okay, I want the one thing I want to deal with. Okay, she got things trying to do.
Cheeky is right. One thing at a time, because they're going to come in and try to throw you off by using triggering language for some of y'all that get triggered to throw you off. Cheeky, go ahead and correct that.
One thing at a time and let people finish. Well, the study that PhD was saying, if it's the same one, it wasn't child related. It was household chores. That was a study that I read. Maybe she's got another one. I don't mind reading in the back chat. Okay. When I read that study, it was women that made more than the men, even still reported that they did most of the household work. That doesn't include a child. They didn't say anything about a child. It said household work. That's very important because this conversation is specific to children. The second thing is when it comes to men's involvement with household chores, there's also another report saying that men are more involved than they were before, and that they're actually taking more time to help out with children more than they ever have before. These things aren't saying that men are perfect, but I think what needs to be acknowledged is the roles that people play within their own relationship. it seems to be that women don't mind not working as much or at all in order for the man to make more money or work more hours. That is a role that they seem to adopt. Now, what comes with that role is the things that you named and stated, but it seems to be an understanding within that specific relationship. Because if anything needs to change or should change, that is up to the two individuals that got into the relationship to do those things. So I can't make that assessment that, well, of course, women do all of these things. They cook, take the bottle, do it. Yes, that's what you signed up for. Now, if you want to say the man should do it or do more of it, are you going to start picking up more hours for work? These things it's compromises. And we keep looking at it as there is no compromise and men aren't doing their part. That's not true.
And the bigger problem is that we keep pretending that I don't know where this idea came from, that at some point in America's history, Black women were in uniformity, in general, the majority, housewives. I don't know where that idea came from. Like, they just weren't working. Like, what year was this? Please show me the study that says
it never happened. It never
Black
happened.
women weren't
Right.
working. Like,
And we tired. We tired at this point.
It never happened. But
a minute ago, you told us to let you finish, right? To let you finish because you let everybody else finish.
And y'all still talked over me. So
I
here we
didn't
go.
though. So who is y'all? Am I responsible for what they do?
Y'all.
So I'm responsible.
Come on, baby. Come on. Just go ahead and make your point. She's trying to throw you out, bro.
So here's the thing, right? I don't think the roles have not changed. The choices have. People just don't choose to be together.
Can only the same four people talk, or
choose to live apart? They choose to live in different spaces for whatever reasons. It's a gang of them. Shit, me and my lady don't live together. It's a gang of them, right? That's the difference. Is that you in multiple households? So yeah, if you're a woman in a household with the children, right, you're going to bear a heavier burden of the responsibility when it comes to the household chores and the children, because their home life is going to be governed by you more often than not, because you chose to live alone. You chose not to be with the person you had kids with. You chose the man got to be perfect, right? He wasn't perfect. You could sleep with him while he was flawed, but he got to be perfect for you to be in a relationship with him. So that's the thing.
So are you promoting women as a question for him?
Man,
Can I answer him? Because the four of you have been talking together for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I wanted to talk to podcast. Can I do that or no?
I really this is why I haven't been around. Like, you know, I'll shut up and give everybody the same fucking courtesy. I can't get it back. Like, this shit is amazing. We saying we need to talk, or not, let me not say we. PhD was said that we need to speak real about the situation while also living in hyperbole, saying these things that just aren't true. We've heard that women are doing it alone. That ain't true. Most of the
Wait, how does he just get to talk over us and then go
How
on
did
a
you
mental health
got to talk
spiel?
and you got to say whatever
I didn't
you
get to
wanted
say nothing. You talked over me the whole
Oh,
time.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry that I thought you was PhD, but my bad, plural. But everybody else got to say what they
But
want
I
to
didn't
say.
say women were doing it alone.
Now he knew damn well
that means
it
I'm
was
not
not
addressing
no
you, right? So
whoever
I don't want it
idiot
to
was
seem like
talking
I'm
before me.
arguing. Can you just leave
I
me
mean,
alone?
sorry if that was a woman, that you're not an idiot.
Thank you. So when I said that PhD, I'm
I
talking
wasn't
about
giving you the
what
space to
Terrell said
talk.
earlier. Because
Take your
like
head
he
out
said
of
a
your
lot of
ass so you
times
can
that
hear what other people
women
are
doing
saying
it
for a
alone.
second.
So that's why I said they're really not, right?
Is he deaf?
A whole lot of people involved in raising these kids, and unfortunately, a lot of that is TV, YouTube, and social media as well, right? And I'm not blaming the moms for that. I understand at the end of the day, all of our choices lead us to make more choices, and they don't all affect our children the right way, unfortunately.
Do you want to have a conversation or do you want to talk to
So
yourself?
at the end of the day,
Like he's just going
I
on
agree
and
with
on
you
and
that
on
we need to
saying
speak
We
real about it.
letting him talk. Just
no,
be quiet real
you're
fast.
letting him
You gonna
speak
go.
on
You gonna go,
hyperbole.
baby
Like
girl.
he,
Just be
he
quiet.
hasn't landed on a point
You
yet.
say,
He's
well,
just
let him keep
talking.
talking, then you gonna
But
go.
you don't.
He
But you don't
hasn't
tell. But
landed
you
on
don't
a
tell them
point
when to
yet.
land. You don't tell them when to land it though. You don't tell
Right.
them when to land
So
it.
he's
Just
gonna
He'll
shut
land
keep
it
up.
when they get
Shut
ready.
up.
flying
Because if
until
a
he
nigga
finds
start
a
shutting
point.
up, it's like,
He'll land
come
it when
on.
they get ready.
so detail.
Yeah, and then you gonna do
All
yours.
right. I didn't know
Yeah.
that's how the
Yeah.
discussion was running
Thank you.
today.
Shut
All
up.
right.
Let him go, fam. Yeah, appreciate it.
I love gold.
So PhD, but I just think, especially somebody whose name is PhD, right? I think you have to be honest about what we're seeing right now. Be honest. If we were still, let's say, 80% majority married, would we even be having these conversations? Wouldn't life still look exactly like it looked in 1950 and in 1920 and in 1888 outside of slavery? But I mean, because both black men and black women work, they raised kids, like it would be the same thing. What would be different?
Well, I think that I kind of tried to discuss that in my last show about traditionalism and how we're not going back to those structured homes in the way that it is to the same level or same degree, because people have a more free lifestyle. They want more freedom. I can get on the airplane and get to you in 3 hours. You couldn't do that back then. Like, there's just more mobility in life, and people, and more mobility, more technology, advancement has happened. And we
But
always,
Aaron, they ain't got nothing to do with family though, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with just being a
Yeah, it
family,
does.
bro.
It does. Let them finish. Let them finish.
We're
Let them finish.
neglecting the impact that technology has on families, like the influence that TikTok has when a woman thinks, oh, I can be with a man. If it don't work out, he can live in another house and we can co-parent and we can make it work. And we find it may not be the most effective thing for most people. And that's why most people fail.
So every other race having the same situation we having. That's what I'm saying.
So to answer your question is,
I'm just asking a question. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you feel like Hispanics and okay,
yes.
Yeah, for the most part, yes, especially when you cut off a certain generation, right? As like I said, y'all know where I'm from. I remember growing up, I hate doing this, but the Asian women now are much bigger than they used to be.
Facts.
Way more, all these things, and they have a feminist personality. And I'm telling you, we're getting further and further away from generations to where their parents from China before and things like that pushed those traditionalist views on them so heavily that it's starting every single few years. It's starting to slow down and go, be a little bit more Americanized and be an independent thinker. Maybe we're wrong. And I'm telling you, yes. Now, are there certain communities that just have a strong point? The Indian community has a very strong point on their families, tradition, children, more so than any other group that I've seen, right? But I'm telling you now, watch the younger people, because we can't care about the older generation, 60, 70 and above. They are what they are. They didn't move there. We start watching the 20-year-olds. Look at how they're moving. I'm telling you now, we've moved past that. So I see a vast difference.
Well, I'm in Texas, bro, and I don't see Hispanics moving like that. I see they straight tradition.
They just crossed the border.
17,
Give them 2
18,
generations.
You know what I'm saying? 17, 18, straight out of high school, get married, straight like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but okay, y'all must see something different.
Yeah, well, there's a reason that 53% of Hispanic children are born out of wedlock, and there's a concept called a barrio baby for a reason. I think a lot of times we idealize these other communities because we're not very familiar with them. We are on the outside looking in, but trust me, yeah, they're going through the same thing as well. And just a lot of times they may cohabitate, they may be together.
So this my other question
sure.
right here for everybody.
We have a problem
with
with
them going through what they going through. So let me just ask you. So what they going through is that right? Is we saying this is right?
No. So detail. What I'm telling you is,
okay.
like, a lot of us,
right,
like, no, I got you, bro. A lot of us don't really connect with other racial groups. We don't connect with their families. We don't really learn them. I'm telling you, Asian families have a design where, even if they dysfunctional, I'm the father, they know how important it is for the father be in the home. He will be in the home. Just a dysfunctional family as far as they don't communicate a lot. He just has to be there because that's what it is. Similar to Hispanic families that I've learned. They be in the home, but they don't really connect that well. And Black families ain't like that. If we're not together, it's over. Like, we do have a little bit of an issue with that. And I'm not saying it's better. I'm saying that
that's what I'm saying, Aaron. Like, we trying to make it this perfect ass world that it gotta be good. Nah, nigga. The fact is, the man needs to be in the household. Period. Point blank, bro. That's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Bro. That's all.
But there, like, I get that part, but there
everything about to be peaches and cream.
You have to understand,
rainbows and shit.
But here's the thing: women have a choice. And so, let me give you another example, right? focus more at the more, like I said, it matters generations, right? As you look more and more as people are view themselves as Americans, as far as black women and white women, they are the ones that are more likely going to leave the home and don't care if a dad is in there. The other groups are more coming from other countries. They're not too far away from that generational gap. So they don't view it the same. They're not as prepared to be like, I'm not going to be in this house if I'm unhappy or not. They still have some closer ties to traditionalism. But white and black, they are not like that. These other groups have a small, and I'm telling you, it's decreasing year after year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, look at, just go. It's crazy that you see women of other groups be feminists besides black and white women. Those two groups make sense for them to think like feminists. Those other groups of women, it does not. But they're doing it. So I'm just telling you, if you
I
really
disagree.
focus on
It doesn't make sense for black women either. Honestly,
No.
it wasn't that struggle. It wasn't really that struggle in the beginning. You see what I'm saying? So it really never made any sense for them to be a part of that from the jump. But I do think basically what you're seeing now is the programming is universal, right? It's not an American thing, it's a Western thing, right? It's not a white people thing or a black people thing, it's an American culture thing, right? It's individualism being promoted across the board. You see what I'm saying? It's not, the family thing isn't really being promoted like that. Then you got all the other stuff. Don't even talk about the alphabet community, right? So you got all of this individualism that's being promoted, and it's starting to affect people from all different backgrounds, including, like you said, the Hispanics, and from your point of view, the Asians as well. It's just,
but if you read what Reese said, because I don't understand where me and Reese have a disagreement at. You basically saying what I'm basically saying, that's how their households be. He's gonna be there, but he ain't doing much. He's just present. He might work or whatever. I'm telling you, I see that all the time. Now, I don't know where we disagree at, Reese. I'm not sure. It's not as clear.
And
I think what she's saying is, I think what she's pointing out is that the changes of traditionalism is not there. Like it's not happening as soon as we think it is. But I would because if I'm reading this right, it says Aaron, is not true. Generation X is completely two different gens, and my daughter's best friend is Chinese. Her daddy in the house, but he just works. He doesn't have much input about what goes on in the household.
Which is what I said, basically.
Right, but I don't know if she's saying it's not true.
But Aaron, it's two different ways. But we talking about
the reason why the dad is not as active like they used to be is because what happened with feminism has happened since then. What's happened since feminism? Men roles have changed. We're no longer men anymore. It's to the point now to where sometimes when I know Aaron and Chica have conversations, I feel like, what in the world are they talking about? But what I've started to realize is like the way I think is not how Chica and Aaron thinks, because they're a different generation. The things that y'all would allow and put up with, I wouldn't put up with. But that's because I know. So you see men now when you see these men now in families, they are literally going to work, come home, sit on the couch because they're like dumbfounded. They don't know what to do. Because society has changed. Society has changed so much to where some men, certain men of a certain generation, more like the millennial generation, they literally come home and sit on the couch because they don't know what men's supposed to do. It's transitioning.
It was a lot of that even when I was growing up. And then think about it, I grew up in the 80s, right? So there's a lot of dads on drugs, a lot of mamas on drugs,
yeah,
a lot of dads on drugs.
The transition been going on for a while. We're at the point.
Hold on, look, John. This is what I'm saying.
Go ahead, Pod.
Are you really trying to tell me that the dad really not being that involved thing is new? Because I don't think it is.
I'm not saying it's new. I'm saying the transition is okay. The transitioning where you start to see there's a period of time. I'm not gonna say the millennials. I'm gonna say even in my generation. I'm Gen X.
Yeah.
The transition has been happening for a while. So what you're starting to see more of now, you're starting to see more men who play more video games. They sit on the couch. Yeah. They're not working outside the home, like cutting the grass, whatever my grandfather used to do, and then my father did. Men of my generation and after that are not doing that.
John the Baptist, let me cut you off, big bro. Look, just for a simple fact that me and Cheeky talked about this before. He kind of played it on his last stream when they talk about the autonomy of children. They don't allow the children to have freedom at a certain ages because of the, I don't know if it was the Amber kidnapping or whatever the case is.
It was a high profile kidnapping.
Yes, and because of that, people didn't want to take their eyes. I was going to school. I was taking my little brother to school. I was rather young, getting on them buses. Nowadays, they not trying to hear that. You too, what your child? They ain't old enough to catch the bus. There's no autonomy anymore. They're over. I don't even know what the right term is, but there's an over-parenting of children.
Overbearing,
and to the point
over protective.
It takes longer time before we give them more leash. When before, kids walking down the street, walking anywhere was just normal. Now it's like, so that you have to understand. There's a lot of context that people have to understand. That has changed.
I don't disagree.
But it ain't no fathers. That's why they ain't in this house like that. Right? It ain't nobody that's gonna be able to.
But D-Town, look, to John's point though, right? Wouldn't you say that? Because I know me, I can't do shit, bro. I've been honest about this. I don't know how to paint, nigga. I don't know how to do nothing. I can't build no wood sheds. I don't know how to chop firewood.
Like, but it's crazy because look, OG, you older than me. But look, you older than me, and I know how to do all that shit. You get what I'm saying?
Okay,
so lay down floors, AC, all that shit. You get what I'm saying?
So this is my question. Stop.
We're not arguing.
I know.
But y'all not dealing with the topic.
I don't want you guys to get lost on the fact that the reason why
yes, sir, I got you.
No, the reason why you don't know how to do all that stuff is because it's not a requirement for you to do it. Society has advanced to where the things that we were required in order to need to know how to do, we no longer have them. So it's reasonable that you wouldn't know how to do it. Unless they want to shame you and say that real men do this, we're at a different stage. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, so I get it.
Yeah, but see where I was trying to go with it.
Mindset. That's the mindset right there.
But it's like it's the same thing that I heard women say on other podcasts is that they don't want to clean. Like they don't even want to cook, but they damn sure don't want to clean. I heard one woman say, clean a toilet, shit ain't gonna happen. Right?
We progressed past it. Aaron just said.
Yeah, so, and see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me just read this real quick. Shout out to O. He said, man, there's nothing to worry about in the house. Who gives a F about furniture, curtains, and all that crap? I rarely speak. Home life is good. I'm saying that to say this. I don't care if women want to clean or not, as long as they have a mechanism in place to avoid the duty. But the job must get done. And if they like, hey, I've decided to not get my nails done, let's just say for whatever reason that's normally in my budget, and I want to hire a person to come in once a month or once every couple of weeks to help out with cleaning, fine. I'm not gonna be like, no.
This is why I call you progressive.
Yeah, but see that's the thing. That's the
Shouldn't
point.
a man be paying for that?
But look, Aaron, Aaron, I feel you on
this.
This
is insane. This is so insane, bro.
Because look, Aaron, bro, Molly the maid down here in Dallas, bro, for the house, she'll clean your whole house for $55. So imagine the apartment. But what I'm trying to say is that's cool, baby. But this shit needs to get cleaned. I don't give a fuck how you clean it. You can get a magic fairy dust to clean, but it needs to get clean, baby. That's all I'm saying. And they not even trying to make a way. They like, I don't want to do the shit. I don't like how you say it, the shit. Like,
but I want to let Cheeky lay out the point. But John the Baptist, the reason why you keep saying the progressive part is you have to understand everybody's progressive in some form. You deal with.
I don't disagree.
You got to deal with the people you're dealing with in their time, bro. Like these are not women of the past that you can like negotiate with, and be like, hey, this is how I'm supposed to. No, like they're in a different environment. It's reasonable for them actually to feel that way to a certain degree. You can't sit there and say we've advanced in other areas, but then for us, we got to still keep cleaning. If we made advances in technology, that mean you don't have to know how to change a tire. And if I don't give a damn what anybody says. If I don't know how to change a tire, but I get it done in a reasonable time for whatever the case is, I don't care how you feel. If they don't want to clean, but they get it done in a reasonable time, it's fair for them too. So I get the point. Go ahead, Cheeky.
I get what you're saying. Oh, Cheeky trying to go. My bad. Go,
yeah,
Cheeky.
I'm trying to let him get the point.
So I think PhD was joking when she said, isn't that a man's job to pay for the maid?
No, I wasn't.
She wasn't joking. At all.
Oh no way! Here I was thinking you was playing along to the idea. There's no way you don't understand the role after having the argument you just did and not realize you're playing into it more. Do you wait? Hold on. Are you acknowledging that?
Acknowledging, say that again. I'm sorry.
So the roles that you were just discussing about how women do these household chores and do this, that, and the third, while men are oftentimes working more hours consistently, right? More than the woman. That the role that what you just said was, shouldn't he be paying for that? Is actually helping clarify the role for a man, right?
Right, that y'all said that the men, are doing all these financial things, but I was being facetious because we know that the men are not, right? So those women are out there working.
No,
and
I don't understand what you're talking about, bro. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Y'all going up way too far, so I'm gonna just throw this in here, right? Because I see my girl Venus in the chat going crazy. Men are useless. Let me just tell y'all a secret, right? Let me just tell y'all a secret. If most men are not learning how to do these things, the men that do know how to do them have a higher asking price. The women that are doing the things that other women are not doing have a higher asking price. If you can pay the price, you can get the outcome. If not, you're not getting the outcome. I don't want to hear a man need to change tires, a man need to know how to use a drill. Actually, men are on this planet and they're not doing none of that. And if you want a man that can do that, he can charge you more. And I'm not talking money. I'm talking about to deal with him. Whatever requirements he has, he can charge you more. The same thing that comes with a woman.
There's no compromise. There's no compromise to it. That's
so
too. So if
so
the
that's
man
why I
can
say
do everything that you're saying, a man should be quote unquote able to do, right? Because it's so easy to qualify a man. But if I say you need to be a virgin or you're a whore, then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. So it's like if we can qualify these things and make qualifications for men, just know when the men are able to do those things and qualify for the stuff you're saying a good man should be, you more than likely don't. It's unfortunate. That's just the truth of the matter. In the same way y'all say broke men always want these babbies and they never can afford it. Well, women that ain't really clean and they pass dirty and they not the best looking want the man that's handy and can change a tire and can fold laundry and take care of the baby and wake up in the middle of the night
and don't want them to cheat. Get the fuck out.
So I'm gonna go and say this. I'm gonna say this. I don't know because I know that I'm old. I get it. So that's why I don't really comprehend what y'all talking about. From day one, when my wife first we first got into my house, this is the first thing that happened. My wife cooked a meal, right? And then we never lived together before. She cooked the meal, fixed my plate, sat it down in front of me. We did this. She did this every day throughout the week. On the weekend, she wake up on Saturday morning. She would clean the house. I'm 21. She's 19. She would clean the house. Matter of fact, I woke up trying to help her clean the house. She said, "No, get out the house. I'm doing this. I don't want you in the house. Just go." I got out the house while she cleaned the house. I would go play basketball, come back, clean, detail both the cars up. Now we 21. We didn't own nothing but an apartment, but we understood our roles. It's like whatever she did in the house, I did. I took care of the outside. No one had to tell us this. She didn't have a mom and dad to teach her this. I have a mom and dad to teach my role. It's just like he automatically knew what a man's supposed to do, what a woman's supposed to do. The way we talk now, the way y'all talk now, it's like nobody's expected to do anything. And we just supposed to magically appear like these kids supposed to raise themselves. I hate these kids. I don't want to take care of these kids. I'm like, hold on. Who's gonna raise the kids if everybody hating them?
Or
How society gonna keep
and I'm gonna give you
hold on. How society gonna keep on moving? So this is what I'm about to say. If y'all gonna be so progressive and y'all gonna change these roles up, but don't know what everybody's supposed to do, then y'all deserve to die off. We deserve to die off. If y'all gonna fight over the roles, who gonna raise the kids, who gonna do what? Stop fighting, just die off.
True.
Can I say something, Aaron?
This shit's so funny.
This shit, one thing I can say that you all are doing that we talked about in my generation, excuse me, is you're not having a lot of children out of wedlock, which is a great thing because at the end of the day,
they did. We had kids out of wedlock. We had a lot of kids out of wedlock.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about our generation. I'm talking about their generation.
See, y'all the ones that failed these women out here. Y'all didn't tell them the truth. Y'all kept them lying
Stay
to
on
them, let
task
them
of the
see this and that.
conversation before y'all make Cheeky head explode and my head explode.
I'm
On
about to
task
leave,
on the
dog.
conversation.
This is crazy.
Before y'all make Cheeky head explode and my head
Raising a child is a lot of responsibility, but not as much as you think it is. It only the bulk of the main responsibility is from 0 to 5 years old, because you're picking them up and they need you. They need you as an infant. They need you. So you're responsible for them.
You as an infant,
But yeah, it's not a game in raising a child. It can be fun. I didn't look at it as a burden. I looked at it as a responsibility that I absolutely enjoyed after I got the hang of it. So yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and it turned out to be great. You know, when you see your children, you know, the image of you, and they become their own little people from what you know, what we've taught her and all of this and that. And her success was contingent upon what we taught her and others. As much as I want to say I raised her by myself, I can't, because school help, college help, you know, working help. So yeah, it takes a lot of people, and it seems like they come in your life and they're available for you, you know, when you need them. Most times, not all the time. And that's the strenuous part. It's fine.
Cheeky, we need to get a clip where it's where the plane comes in and land ASAP. Let's get on that.
Where was that? Where was that like 10 minutes ago, Aaron? When that man wasn't landing.
I didn't want to land my plane.
Don't you start. Not today.
I didn't want to land my plane.
My day. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
And we had to co-parent because we weren't together anymore. So we had to co-parent, and I had to realize this is baby too, but I didn't like the way when she would go to his house, how she would come back looking. I never liked that. But that was his baby too, but I wanted to say it was my baby. As much as I wanted to say it's my baby, my baby, my baby, it was our baby. It's still our daughter now. But as much as I want to say it's my baby, it was our baby. We get in a habit because we carry them.
So Auntie J, basically what you're saying is the women that's complaining and crying, it's hard, it's a burden, are the women that got bad children. Because the women that got good kids, I be hearing them scream, my child is such a good kid, he's such a great kid, I just love him so much, he's amazing. The women with bad kids, like, go be with your daddy. Ooh, you look like your daddy, I can't stand you. That's basically what you're saying.
Where bad children come from? No structure from the parents. And it has to start very young. Like scheduling the bottles, when you're gonna breastfeed, you have to learn your baby, and your baby has to learn you. You don't know that child when they bring that baby home, and that child does not know you. So it's a getting to know each other thing.
Let me ask, PhD, view there.
I'm here.
Do you view children as a burden?
No, not as a burden, but I do think it's hard work, raising children.
Okay, so not a burden, but just hard work. Flora, do you view children as a burden?
No.
Damn, Brittany Griner.
Reese,
Wow.
Reese,
Wow. Can you make a point without insulting women?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up, Reese? It's been a minute.
Hey, Cheeky.
Hi,
Aaron. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Reese. Thank you.
Yay, happy birthday.
Birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Hey, Stepdad.
Thank you.
What's Cap, Aaron?
It's Cap.
Nothing's Cap. Reese.
What's Cap, Aaron?
Nothing. Nothing's Cap. Reese, are children, do you view children as a burden?
I do not. I think they're a blessing from heaven, and I think everyone is fortunate to have one if they do have one.
Cheeky was a burden, though.
Out of curiosity, Reese, do you have children?
I have one. Yes.
Okay, cool. PhD, do you have children?
No. No.
Okay.
We also cheeky need a video of somebody running into the wall. We might as well just, you know what I
mean? And I mean, I'm
the
assuming
pink-haired woman. I don't want children.
Okay,
but my child was good, so you may have a point about that. Like I worked at a daycare when I was younger. My her grandma owned a daycare, and there were bad children there, and I think they were a burden, honestly. So I think you do have some point about if they're good children or bad children.
Oh my goodness, Aaron, can you believe this coming from this person? Anyway,
we should take the emotion out of this conversation, though. For real.
I think I'm just curious to hear what you all have to say, right? Because I think the point that is being made or trying to be made is women just don't see value in children, right? And oddly enough, every woman on this panel seems to find some kind of value in children. So do y'all understand their viewpoint? Do y'all disagree with it? I'm just curious.
Whose viewpoint? Who is there?
The video's viewpoint, the women not wanting children. Do you agree with that idea and thought process?
Wait a minute. And one thing again, this the part we forget, right? Because
Did you watch the video, Auntie, by chance? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Auntie. Did you see the video by chance?
Yeah, I saw it from afar.
Bro, y'all got it, bro. I'm gonna die right now. Okay, I'll be back.
All right, now that Cheeky's done gaslighting the panel,
what's cap, Aaron?
Damn. I wasn't even coming at you, Aaron.
I know, Flora, you be trolling me. I gotta get it some kind of way, girl. Come on now, let it work.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah, I did that.
Did I tell you what I was afraid of? How I'm gonna get this up out of me? Like that. I think gonna get up out of me.
Okay.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Because everybody was telling me it's such a beautiful thing. It's something you can't describe. It's,
okay, Auntie J, let me read the super chat from Jonathan. He says, by the way, since 2018, the rate of the unmarried births by Black women has only increased, i.e., it's worse. It's a mistake/lie to claim every group is experiencing the same thing, especially per capita. Well, yeah, we know she was lying, but she was just trying to say in general, we just blanketly throw out that these other groups are not going through it, and there are some similarities, but obviously not at the same rates and no category. Like, yeah, we know that.
What was the source of
Wait,
this?
who was lying?
What was the source?
I don't know.
I feel like that stat was actually against.
He just reads the super
No, I
chat.
didn't. Jonathan,
He's not Jonathan.
You didn't read that properly.
Because what I was saying is that the trend is the same. Everybody's is going up. It doesn't mean that the magnitude is the same. It means that the trend is the same.
Free love. Everyone's fluid. So that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, so with that being the case, it seems like all the women on the panel agree that women not women, but children have value. And I'm assuming you all are willing to have children, correct? Like at least 2, maybe?
I want another one, but I've hit the wall, I guess. So
Can I pose a question? Because what value do men bring to?
PhD Diva says no.
So he's just gonna ignore
why not
a real
Diva?
question.
Because I don't want them.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I don't want them.
Eric,
is there a reason
why? Your staff, please.
Because I'm an auntie. I was created.
She's
to
a
be
rich auntie.
The world's
that
greatest
the world.
auntie.
Yeah. I respect.
That's good. Stay that way, mama.
I don't like your staff today, Aaron. This staff is.
They not gonna change. So either you gonna go because they not.
In Russia, got them did you in.
Look at the word she's using. She's such a troll, a triggering troll.
but you know, it's just gonna be a lot of slow out here because dudes, all they gonna do is just keep fucking on them and not marry them. Shit.
Well, the downside of that statement is
And do we have any accountability
a lot
for
of
that?
men have not made children. You know,
no.
like they love to say,
thought
"Oh,
so.
most men at age 40 have children." Well, historically, that's a small percentage of men that actually made children, but about 90+ percentile for women make children, which means they don't mind making them.
But they'll skip over that. But that's
Of course they're gonna
a
strip
fact,
over.
and that's been historically. It's only 40%, 30% of men has only been able to
Even if you
take
get
on a
50 or
lineage.
60%, that's
Right.
still not enough.
But it's always been 90 to 100% of women of all mankind to have a baby. So shit, they just fucking the same niggas. So that's all it's gonna be. That's shit. Like, if they want to keep doing what they doing, niggas just gonna keep slowing. That's all, fam.
This shit's so ignorant, it's crazy.
Right. These are the leaders, though, ladies.
Wait, no.
I'm just letting you
Don't
know the
say
truth.
these. Hold on. Don't say these are the
leaders.
leaders.
No,
These leaders
Don't say
suck.
that these are the leaders and then you
These
pick
the
them.
leaders.
This is the problem. Y'all are always going to say these are the leaders and see a perfectly good leader sitting next to you and then choose the leader that's no good. I don't understand that.
The perfectly good nigga is in the DMs, but she don't want him. Yeah,
It's
she
not a
don't want that
DM.
guy.
She knows him.
Actually, I disagree.
Is he a bus driver?
A perfectly good guy is probably not a little too scared to send the DMs. Those are guys.
No, the perfectly good guy is right. Is a friend
I
of hers.
don't know, bro. This is sound like
Did you
loser
say scared to
syndrome.
get
Like,
in the DMs?
the perfect guy is sitting in her DM being
You
ignored
can't
and shit.
help
And
those men.
like, is that you, bro? Like, what the fuck is going on here? I was in her DM. She haven't known me for 3 years. She's missing out. Move the fuck on, bro. That might be the get out the girl DM and meet a girl in real life.
Go outside.
Hey, see you agreeing with me. Just move on and go hit another bitch. That's what I'm saying, nigga. We agreed on the same shit. Just move on and hit another bitch.
I think the best thing to do is, like, if you're not prepared to marry a woman, then you should probably practice abstinence.
I know you not saying that.
Listen,
You of all people.
Turn off the thing, bro.
He is actually the
No,
worst.
no.
And you know what's so crazy?
bro.
You know what's so
I'd
crazy?
rather you go ahead and keep it real
You know,
with me on this
PhD
panel than saying some lame
didn't
shit
go,
like that, bro.
Daryl. She didn't say these are your leaders with Daryl. She only said it with D-Town.
Right.
You look at
Yeah,
Daryl.
but you get what I'm saying.
Go ahead,
I'm
PhD. Go ahead. Scold the leader.
Go ahead.
Go, PhD. Go ahead.
Well, hold on. JB has responded. He said, actually, no. If you read the statistics I linked to you, I think he said I linked to, you'll see that the rates have actually decreased year over year for every group studied except for Black women and Asian women. And Asian women are at 11.7%, which means that the Asian women number is pretty consistent, basically. And the Black women's number is so he said he's standing on what he's standing on, PhD.
So Black women, you know what to do.
He was talking.
You know what to do, ladies.
Yeah, go date out.
What do the ladies know what to do? Have babies?
They know.
They know to have babies, right? That's what they do.
No.
Go make mixed babies.
Isn't that what y'all are telling them to do?
What we telling them to do?
You telling them to have babies, right? If they don't, they're selfish, right?
So wait a minute, I have a question because
right, so they can't win.
I have a
That's
question.
The point. They can't win with y'all.
That's not true.
So based on that statistic that JB just brought up, I have a lot of Asian friends, and now they're having children by Black men. So will those statistics change because their children will be considered Black?
The black man will marry that Asian woman.
No, he's not marrying her either.
Okay.
They have not
All
been
right.
married. No.
We just had a panel of 2 Black men that was married to an Asian woman. They
Because
was
it's the
18, been
same.
married for 30 years, right? You remember that?
Not 30,
Everywhere
I'm
that,
talking
like,
about,
the Black-
I'm talking about
Alright.
no, not 30 years. I'm talking about 40-year-old women who are having children now. And they're not married, but they wanted to have children. So they'll say, well, I'm going to have a child with this Black man because they're the same Black men that we are fighting for too. So is it really the women or is it the men?
Jesus is the strength.
Can you ask your question again? Just to make sure we have clarified understanding what you.
No, because the statistics are going to change because you're saying like the Asian women are consistent with the numbers.
I understand your question. It's not high enough rates of Black men making babies with Asian women for the statistics to change that drastically. You're basically talking about the men that are already creating children at that rate. I don't know if the rate's going to increase enough, but I do think younger people are more open to biracially producing children than any other group ever. That's why you see these YouTube couples at a high rate. Many of them have their woman is different race than they are, or vice versa, and then they have children. So you're starting to see that become more and more prevalent over time because younger people don't have the same views and restrictions as people before them. So I do think it's a possibility that could change depending on how we identify those stats and depending on which politicians you guys put in office to make those decisions.
Only women.
And then not only that, but it's just the likely chance of people dating out is just still very, very low. It's not as high as people was making it to be.
But it's going to jump though. And of course it's going to crazy alarm, but the younger people is not on that same ratio.
Well, and that's older. And that's true for sure. And that's what we have been saying since I've been on the internet. Just like, fam, no, as a young person and who interact with young people, we don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. This whole black love thing is done for. Like, no, I like her. She like me. Why this can't work?
This black love is like women that are 27 and up.
Like black love is like a 40 and up thing for most.
Oh my god!
No, I'm serious. No. I'm not even trying to be.
That's me. 40 and up. Thank you.
Cooney banter. I'm not trying to be like this. I'm just saying, like, that's what I've noticed. The people that say black love, they typically in their 40s, and that's just how they look. And then when you 20, like I just came from a college campus that was predominantly white, and the football team was black. You think they're finna pass up the white girls? No, that's all they got.
Yeah, that's true. I have a friend. His son just went to the prom with his little friend.
You see how you said that with vitriol and 40-year-old black pro hate?
Well, someone told me I was racist today against white women, and I really took.
My little brother went with a little black A.
Wait, hold on, wait, stop, hold on. I'm trying to hear what Reese said. Somebody said you was what about against white women?
Racist, because I made a comment, and I guess it's it's subconscious to me, and I just was like, yeah, because the white women and they're like dipping in our pool so much, and she was like, why did you say that? And I was like, well, they are, but my two best friends are white, so I don't.
You're not about to pull. I got no. You're not about to pull. I got black friends.
Men,
you just pulled a reverse. I got black friends card.
Yes, she did.
I know.
So did.
Pool that I like. It's
why are you making
I had to take some back. I said, "Oh well, maybe I am."
Why were you
I am over
like
40.
Why were you acting like black men were like passive in the process? So the white women are dipping in your pool of black men, but you're acting like the black men are just there to be, dipped in. Like typically men
they are being dipped in.
No, the men are going out and approaching those women. They're pursuing those women. They're not
No,
just
they're not.
No,
they're not.
I didn't mean by pursue. I meant like
the woman actually pursued.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to make a point here. Women from other groups actually approach men.
Can we not make this a race thing?
No, he's talking. He's talking.
I can't get my point out, but I listen to everybody else. But I can't get my point.
I'm gonna agree with Aaron.
This is some messed up stuff.
Aaron, we not about to make this a race thing.
On his birthday?
No, but it
you
is.
Can't talk about his stuff on his birthday? God dang, Aaron, go ahead. Go ahead.
Shut up, Cheeky.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I want to explain this again to the best of my abilities. The men.
Don't abuse your power, Cheeky.
I can't hear Aaron. Please be quiet.
Jesus freaking Christ.
Don't abuse your power.
These people, man.
Because you looking just like me up here.
Hey, Terrell, stop. Let me get my point across. Dang. The point of it is this is simple. Us as the men are telling you, most of the time, those women of other races approach us because a lot of times black guys don't even know that they have the ability to get those women, they're shocked. But those women are way more open to approaching. They look at the other women like, y'all weirdos. Y'all not gonna approach the men that y'all like or won't? Nah, girl. Let me drop something and see if he look. Y'all the delusional ones that be on it. They not own that. And that's why y'all man be getting taken since y'all want to claim
No, not taking. No, Aaron, you're right, because I do know
y'all step y'all
white
game
girls
up, man.
that will
Step your
drive
game
2
up.
hours away for a man, and I'm not doing that. But I get approached.
Wait, did that man on your panel say step your game up? Was he talking to women?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all need to step y'all game.
That is the sassiest
Baby,
shit I
listen.
ever heard.
Y'all
you
start
seeing
black men outpace other groups of men in all the other areas of life besides looks and swag.
Universe.
You don't have to
Hold on.
worry about no women
Actually,
taking
you're
them
What you
wrong.
talking about? College?
Wait,
You
stop,
talking about
stop.
going to
Hold on,
college?
wait, guys. Hold on, wait. Sherelle said something that's actually
looks
pointless.
and swag. That's what people love about
what
black
Sherelle
men.
just
They got
said.
swag. Look how
in
they wear their
that dick.
jeans.
Stop. What Sherelle just said would only
Got a
have
nice chain.
what Sherelle just said only has relevance to women that are outside of white and black women. Because at the end of the day, what's proven is specifically for black women, it ain't the money ain't y'all decision making. It's how attractive the man is. And what we found is that listen to podcasts say, well, I get what the women are saying now. I should, if it's gonna be a scientist or a guy that work at Target, I still got to go through the same process. So it might as well be somebody I'm attracted. It's actually what we're proving that women are a bunch of liars and that women are they actually need attraction way more than they've ever told us. They be like, he ain't even got to be all that good looking.
Black women go for looks. That's
actually
undeniable that black women go for looks.
Y'all
That's
don't
undeniable.
Men do not want to submit to Leslie Jones.
Most of the men didn't have money.
Black women
Jesus
want
Christ. The man was Aaron was speaking.
Aaron, where were you when these men were slapping us up with?
We care about BDE.
Jeez. Like, I'm just trying to explain to
You're
y'all.
triggered.
I'm just trying to tell you.
That's not Aaron pressing that button. That's Cheeky pressing the button.
Listen.
Aaron is not pressing it.
Y'all just don't have no level of patience for me, okay? I just asked for y'all patience a little bit. Y'all go back and watch all my streams.
I just got up here.
If you go back and watch all my streams, you guys can tell when I'm on mute. I'm usually on mute when y'all are talking. You can check this every time. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. Attraction matters for y'all way more than y'all tell the truth about. And y'all really do want to be attracted to these men way more than y'all lead on. The difference is some women of other groups specifically, they are so much better at saying, if he's not that attractive in that way, I have been brought up to find attraction in other areas. Y'all have not. Oh, he fine, girl. Oh, he better look good. Other groups of women, they don't necessarily.
Aaron, that's not true. That's absolutely
So are
not.
you saying that hip hop
But that's
I
my
was
point.
almost done with
That's,
the
I like him
not
bony.
true. I agree.
You know, like, what's
Aaron
my
said y'all
opinion?
niggas ugly.
I was almost done with the point. I'll be quick and I'll let y'all go off. All I'm saying is the group of women that are so closely tied to their traditions and what they have to follow, specifically, we'll just say Indian women, right? Specifically. Because I know y'all not attracted to Indian men. Let's just be honest, right? You'll look at their husbands and be like, I don't want none of them. I don't care if they are doctors. I don't care if they are lawyers. You don't want none of them, right? They have the ability to bypass that and go, I'm sticking with this man. Now, the rest of all the other groups, it's slowly but surely, attraction is at the highest one for y'all decision making because y'all making money now more. So as y'all continue to make money, the attraction level of how good looking the man gets higher for y'all because the money that y'all require gets lowered. That's the point.
Let me reply. What's black man's tradition? What's black man's tradition?
Can I add to it, please? Aaron, do you not think that, especially in Indian culture, is that not a result of the culture because they're known for arranged marriages? So some of them never even saw I know people that still have arranged marriages,
right?
And
but like I said,
they're not attracted to them, and they will say it, but it's this duty that they have to have.
But no,
right there, you just said it. You just said it right there.
It's ingrained in them, so they still want to.
Aaron, she just answered. She just answered your question, Aaron. She just answered.
Aaron, can you highlight?
Attraction.
Can you highlight Robin's statistic?
I think attraction has held more weight for Black women because, like, historically, Black men haven't had those other attributes that women have found attractive, right? The power, the money, the success,
God.
So,
okay, but here, wait, stop.
So charisma,
Aaron, can you
and
highlight
attraction.
Robin's
Oh
statistic?
no, I'm not highlighting right now because I'm not going back. Hold on, let me show you what like PhD, but that's fine. I don't mind, but when you go and say that men are starting to have children with other groups of women and they still don't have the money, then you disproving your own point.
No, but what caliber first of all, Aaron, what caliber? There's different calibers of other types of women also. So let's get that straight first.
It doesn't matter. He's still proving the point that it's not based off of economic status. It's based off of physical attraction and aesthetics. It's okay. Look, here's what's funny. Me and Lee had this conversation on Fight Club just a couple days ago. How women really care about attraction. That's their big thing. Y'all be lying. It's not about personality. Y'all be lying. It's not about wallet. It is. I like him and I like the way he look. It's just that simple. Lee, what do you think?
Did you say not about wallet?
Go ahead. Go
Lee,
ahead.
What do you think?
Lee, go ahead.
Lee.
Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, Lee.
Yeah, Lee. Get him, Lee.
We got the hyenas.
Hey, yo, shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to my boy Eric. Shout out to everybody in the chat. First off, what's up? Yo, Eric, my boy. But yeah, women definitely like attraction, but it's a combination of all those things, right? It's just that when you're attractive, you just gotta look like you got money. You feel me? You just got all you gotta do. You just gotta look like it. When you're not attractive,
y'all worse. When y'all listen to
why
Lee,
you cut him
it's like
off?
no, this is BS. It's like
stop
what
it.
happened?
She just agreed with you, Lee.
Lee
Keep going,
just
bro.
got here.
Shame.
Let me get this point out.
Yeah, let me get
I
my shit
got
off.
here. Y'all kept pressing the mute button on me. Stop muting me, cheeky.
You can't talk if you have a vagina.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely about
You see how
attraction.
he provoking me,
And
Aaron?
yo,
You see how he provoking me, right?
and
He provoking me.
if you've been in spaces around women, they'll tell you that they think that a lot of dudes are ugly. That's why a lot of these situations don't be occurring. Women don't want to be with a dude that they ain't gonna find attractive, like for the rest of their life type shit. So, it's a hard pill to swallow. But I feel like men, the only way that men really could combat that, because a lot of dudes be looking crazy in the face, is to get in shape. If you get in shape, you get some muscles on you, bro, it's gonna be hard for women to wanna not touch you, not be next to you. So get in shape, you won't have this problem. But a lot of dudes aren't in shape. A lot of dudes out here, they not working out, they not jogging, they ain't got no stamina, and all those factors add up. All those factors add up. Like, so the dudes with money are usually the dudes that's out of shape. Like, for example, like it was a dude on here, and I ain't gonna say no names. He said he made like $400,000 a year. But he was big as hell. So it's like, yo, what? You know what I mean? Like, it gotta kind of equate. It kind of got to add up to something. And it can't be, yo, just because you got money. Because, yo, just like I'll put it to you like this. You don't want to believe that she dated an ATM, and she don't want to believe that you think that you married a maid. You feel me? So like y'all all got like everything got to be interchangeable. Like sometimes you want to let her have some money, or you crazy. Like I don't know. Like in my eyes, like if you just go sit Go ahead, Eric.
The messed up part about this is Lee is this.
Right.
I'm fine with, but the women love to go off. He don't have no social skills. He don't know how to talk to women. Like he don't know.
Eric is now stuck on the letter M.
That's their argument every time. He lacks social skills. I'm sorry, right? There's a lot of women that lack social skills, but men still be rocking with them. It's 500-pound women on TV all the time. Men still, I rock with you, but men got to be perfect, right? Get your social skills up. We tired of you loser men. Don't know how to talk to women. Get your game up. These women ain't got no game. 500 pounds, and men like I still show love.
500
Who the ones that love more?
You're being disingenuous.
All right, first off, I don't think men loving the 500 pounders, Aaron. I don't think we loving the 500 pounders.
Like take
Does that man need a place to stay?
submissive Leslie Jones, and they said no. So
yes, he needs a place to stay.
Okay.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, yeah. Okay. Because hell nah. Dudes ain't dudes, yo, the ones that we putting up with are the ones that's bad, bro. The attractive women, the ones that other men want. The other ones we gonna push right to the side. We ain't giving her no space, no room for none.
Foot on the bitch neck.
No.
So we gonna ignore like the black husbands cheating on their wives with somebody who look better. We gonna act like
why you keep
what?
doing
it? You must do that, brother. You must do that.
No,
500-pound people
the
need
stats
love.
say that.
What's that?
Divorces happen because of
wait, say that again. Say that again. Well, you said the husband cheat on the wife or the wife cheat on the
Big women
husband?
are big women, but big men are also big women. So what's the difference? That's like women have titties, and then when men have titties, then they're women.
Not that big.
So it's different. But everybody needs love.
That's what you be liking. That's what you be liking though, niggas with titties and shit.
Sometimes.
Who talking to me?
Look, see. Aaron, you just said it, bro.
BDE. That's all.
Because it sounds like somebody irrelevant talking to me.
That's how you like
Don't
it.
start talking to me.
I mean, you could be
breasts
overweight.
are
I
the
just.
angriest.
I don't have a preference, honestly.
I'm not.
So, Aaron, we found a new factor that I think needs to be factored in. If you ugly, she don't want your children as well. So,
yeah, we're gonna
not
explore that
only-
even more. That
not
we
only,
use these conversations to pull out information in which sometimes is hidden and people hold back, and then we dive into that on different streams. That's the whole point of having these conversations, because then we find out the lies that we've been told.
For years.
You know what it is? Yo, Aaron and Cheeky, y'all both right. Y'all be right about a lot of shit. Yeah, it be double standards. Yeah, a woman could be a little bigger and dudes will still be thirsty over her. That's the guy's problem. The thing about it is that women are better.
What the fuck?
Women are better to men. To men, women are better. Aaron was on Fight Club. Aaron was like, man, if I could be around a whole bunch of women, I don't need none of you men. You know what I mean? And I agree with him. And a bunch of us do. So it's like, yo, they're better, fam. That's why they're going to get off with a bunch of shit. And we're going to be like, yo, why they able to do this? And why they able to do that? And why they able to do this? Bruh, we have deemed them better. We have. Because
a woman can be big, Lee, and still beautiful. That's what the men
no,
not
we ain't
understanding.
deem them better. No. We just willing
to. I'm trying to see where this nigga Lee going right with this shit. You feel me? Because you nigga,
yo, detail said I'm trying to see.
I'm trying to kick it with my niggas, do it with my partners, create the world with my, shit like that. When I get with my lady, bro, I'm trying to feel on her, fuck on her, or chill, bro. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just different. If you feel like that, then okay. But I just don't know, bro.
It's very simple. Which one is very simple? If you don't know, which time do you enjoy the most?
I fuck with my niggas.
Oh, he fucking niggas. What?
Oh my god! I fuck with my niggas. Wait.
The problem in our community is the DL rate.
I fuck with my woman. You know what I'm saying?
It's not down low. It's down low.
It's like
the real DL
I'm not.
problem.
Yeah, not Daryl.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So wait,
hold on. Lee, what I said was, if I had the choice to be surrounded by a bunch of men or a bunch of women, I would prefer the women. However, my homies is still my homies. I just ain't got a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
homies, like, you know.
What do you love more about your niggas than women? I just want to hear this. Let's push this all the way through.
You heard it here first, folks.
All right, yep, I see what's going on here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Yep,
ahead. Drop that.
I see what we got to do here. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna ruin my freaking birthday. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do that. That's gonna be out. We really appreciate you guys stopping by. I appreciate all the.
It's time to end the show.
Gay. Shout out to my guy PJ. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. But we're gonna get up out of here. I want to leave on a good note and not none of this BS Daryl Long try to throw in there with that simping. I'm not having it at all. Okay. It was a fun show. We had a lot of fun, but we're gonna have to get up out of here. Okay. Aaron, are you ready to meet the fourth love? I'll see you in the back. My guy. Shout out to O. It was really, really good show. I appreciate y'all being here. I always enjoy these shows. This one went really well. Thank you to the good people that made sure they didn't destroy this show for me. Okay. Shout out specifically to Fatty. I know you canceled your show for me. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that though, but I know I gave you a better reason to go to sleep. My God. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Please, next year we're not doing this. I do not want this attention. It makes me uncomfortable. But I had a good time. So thank you guys for being here. Please make sure you like this particular stream so that way, you know, we can have more. And leave a comment about your favorite part of the show. And it should be about me, okay? So once again, what you mean I was losing the argument? I don't lose. No arguments. I don't lose, okay? I don't lose. I appreciate y'all. We're going to see y'all on the next show. We